What is good, everybody? Happy Monday. It is your host, Social Assassin, with my co-host, the one and only
Pablo Picasso.
You know what it is. So can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, that's weird because my headphones weren't even plugged in. Hold on. All right, now the headphones are plugged in. Salute.
Yeah, you're good, bro.
Episode what? Huh?
14? 15?
15, I think. Why is my headphones?
15.
Hold on a minute.
Hold on, I'm walking up to my house right now.
There we go. Now the headphones are working. So tonight we have a guest, and then we actually have a potential special. It's more than potential, but we have a special appearance happening later in the show. We don't know when, but we do have a regular in the chat. A battle rapper in the virtual community, has also done in-person battles. This man is, to me, one of the best battle rappers in this community, and he's a great human being. Shout out to Seizure, man. He's our guest. We're gonna bring him up here right now. Hold on. And Seizure, what is good, brother? How you doing?
Salute. Hey, looks like we're all sort of running late, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm like a light away from
yeah, we're all running a little bit late, but you know what?
library.
It's okay. So
like I'm in traffic right now. I'm like one light away from this library. I just want to make sure
I'm gonna tell y'all
why. And shit.
You good? Cause I'm gonna play the theme song real quick, and then I'm gonna tell y'all why I was running a little bit late and just barely made it in time for the show. But that being said, one time for the one time.
Come on in, y'all. Hit that like we're talking about decade-old battles as though they just happen. It's getting heated cause they both have passion. Pablo Picasso, social assassin. Friends dropping gems cause they know about rapping. Hop on the panel and get to why you're wrong. Debated on the channel, so on and so on. Chop it up and discuss different topics. Come in and watch it, Unscripted Logic. Come in and watch it, Unscripted Logic. Unscripted Logic. Every Monday from 6 to 9, talk battles and pick apart shitty lines. And if you're not on my side, I can change your mind if you give me time. But while you're here, you should hit the like, cause we keep it raw every Monday night. Nah, bro. No, I'm fucking telling you. Oh my god. You don't know a goddamn thing. Are you serious? You're out of your mind. Exactly. I can't fucking believe this. Oh, please. Get the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That's ridiculous. Bunch of chuns and no goddamn thing. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Really? Yeah, okay, bro. Ha.
Give it up for Pablo Picasso writing the best fucking theme song there is on
You
YouTube.
think I wrote that? That was all freestyle.
Yeah, I know. I wrote it for you. No, I'm just kidding. Did you read it? Were you reading?
Yeah, I was reading it off the wall.
Yep. But it is Monday, and it is Unscripted Logic. So, we have some awesome stuff planned for tonight. Hazy, salute, my brother. Salute. I hope you're having, a good day today. I hope it's a good one. But tonight's episode is going to be a great one, man. It's going to be a great episode for anyone who's a battle rap fan, because not only do we have Seizure in the building, but we have a surprise guest coming up that I don't know when. I don't know how long they'll be staying, but they will definitely be here. And if not, then I apologize. But this person is definitely somebody who is a man of his word, and I do not see him ducking out on us. And it is not Lush One. So if it was Lush One, I would have came right out and said that. This man is a battle rap legend. Battle rap legend. Been here from the beginning to now, and is still relevant, still one of the top guys, still killing it, makes great music. I mean, it's man, this guy. So I can't wait till he comes up here. But until then, we have Seizure as a guest today. So Seizure, what's good,
what
man?
up?
Tell the
Salute.
people, where they can find you on your social medias. If you want, just tell the people where you're from, all that good stuff, in case they don't know.
I'm Seizure. I'm from a little small town called Salt Lake City in Utah. This is on the west coast of well, not west coast, but like the west side of the United States. I battle rap.
He's an Amish Mormon.
Exactly. I'm an Amish. I'm a
Just
Mennonite.
kidding.
Oh, not the Mennonite. Not the Mennonite.
Mennonite. I'm not none of that.
But Seizure's from Salt Lake City, man.
Yeah, from Salt Lake City. We have a pretty good scene out here actually. My socials are Seizure. It's
Yeah.
spelled with a C and a Y, ZURE. CYZUR, like Seizure, CYZURE. But yeah,
See why you can see it on the screen. Yeah.
exactly.
CYZURE. And go subscribe to his YouTube page. He doesn't make a lot of content, but he does post on his community tab. It's a lot of prayers and stuff like that. So it's motivational stuff, it's positive stuff. So definitely go subscribe to Seizure's page. So Seizure, is there anything specific that you want to get into, you want to talk about?
I mean, not really. I know we have
would you
one thing
or would you
planned.
Yeah, we got something planned. We're gonna get into that in a little bit. Did you guys want to go break down the social smokers card?
We can, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
The hesitation there was crazy.
Nah, no hesitation on me, bro.
Nah. So this event was lackluster. Is that the right word? All right, let me.
Yeah.
It wasn't
it wasn't even so much the battler. Well, there was some stuff with battlers, but it was more like everything around it. Like, I don't know.
There was some bullshit. So the first thing I want to say, let me share my screen first so y'all can see the flyer. But I'm gonna say this right off rip. Luke Kane, you're a bitch, because you said one round. You told him you told Rapper Stone like a half hour to an hour before the battle, and then after the battle tried to tell the judges that, oh, I had 3 rounds, I just didn't have them memorized. Then fucking I don't know. Maybe don't do the battle. Maybe do a J Wonder against one. Just looks retarded.
Yeah, they should have just moved that
It
to the
looks
next week. Yeah,
stupid.
That was weird.
What? Like
weird.
why? For what? Why would like? I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's
my
Seizure.
bad, my bad.
But that's what I'm saying about
Seizure.
like
Could you hear what I was
accepting a
saying?
battle. Like that's how when Caesar said like, "Yo, bro, like I don't know if I'm 100%." That's what you do is you don't just go, yeah, I'll take it, and then the day of 20 minutes before go, oh, let's make it a 1-rounder. Like that's wild, bro. Why not just push it back? Especially if there's another battle on the card that's already happening with, just move it to that day too. You know,
exactly.
like, I don't know. I thought that was very strange
because without Clip versus J Wonder, Lou versus Rapper Stoned is the only 3-round battle on the card, and then you only have 1 round. But then talking about at the end of the battle, well, I wrote 3, but I could only memorize 1. Like, dude, like that's some fucking bullshit. And then I heard like people giving Rapper Stone shit for like they're like, you only spit 2 rounds, and when really he spit 2 rounds in 1 just to like, you know, get it done faster or whatever. But like either way, even if he did only spit 2 rounds, who cares? Liu Kane only spit 1. So if Rapper Stoned only spit 1, what the fuck does it matter? Like, how are you gonna get on Rapper? I don't even remember who it was, but how are you gonna get on Rapper Stoned for only spitting 2 rounds when he really did spit 3? But even if he did spit 2 rounds, when the fucking opponent came with 1 round. Like I don't even remember who it was, but like think about that. How fucking stupid.
Well, they did that with another battle too. The guy won the next battle. The dude won, and they're like fucking chastising him on winning. Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
yeah. Like what is happening right now?
Clearly won. Clearly
yeah, it
won.
seemed like everybody was like upset or like jaded or something about the event, you know, while it was going down.
Yeah. Well, there was the panel was
hating on
like
the guy who won and
I
was
don't
prepared.
know what was going.
Like the guy who won and
well,
was
the whole
prepared
chat
with
had him winning.
You're giving him shit.
Everyone was like, "Trauma clearly won."
No,
so,
I know.
Like, I don't think Jackpot was like trash. Like people were, like some people like, "Oh, you get him out of here," because they're used to his like aggressive delivery. So they were like, "What?" Like when he wasn't doing that kind of. But I mean, I still feel like Trauma clearly won. But yeah, I don't know, man. The after battle lectures was crazy, bro.
Yeah, man, it was insane.
The do better like a blue lecture. That's what I kept saying.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw you saying that. But it's like,
oh my god,
like that really fucking pissed me off when like and Rapper Stone, you know, I fuck with Rapper Stone, but like he's not the best battle rapper in the world, you know what I mean? But he came prepared with 3 fucking rounds, and you guys talked to him like that when Lou only came with 1, and then when Lou was saying like, oh, I wrote 3, but I could only memorize 1, so I just only did the 1. They were like, they weren't like telling him like yo, that's fucked up, that you should have been prepared or whatever. They were like babying him, like.
Right.
Yeah, they were giving him
shit.
They're like, he won the first. I'm like, I don't even know what to say about this right now.
Because he didn't show up with 3 fucking rounds to a 3-round battle. I've shown up to a 3-round battle with no written bars at all, and I spit 3 rounds. I've done that twice, so there's no fucking excuse for it.
Or like you said, just move it to another day. Like
or just move it to another day. Clip and J Wonder got moved to another day. Like, yeah, you didn't miss much, Hazy, for real.
Well, there was some.
I would watch. All right, yeah. So
Trey versus Don Vito was fire. Yeah, Traumatos was dope.
Well, hold on. Yeah, Traumatos was dope. Jackpot wasn't bad either. It's not like Jackpot was horrible. He just wasn't the Jackpot that people are used to. But Trey Doe versus Don Vito was fire.
I think that was battle of the night, to be real.
Yeah, for sure.
I know that people said Rio versus Pyro, but yeah, dude, Trey Doe versus Don Vito, to me, that was battle of the night. I think Pyro had performance of the night, but
yeah,
Rio. I rewatched Rio's round, and like the second half, he started heating up at like the very end, but it was like 6 minutes too late. It felt like with Rio, like
right.
I'm not, and
And
it's
it
not like
feels
it
like
wasn't
that
like
with a lot of
completely
Rio
trash,
battles.
but it was just like I don't know why he didn't just like start out with that stuff, you know? Like, I don't know.
Nah, Rio's got a dope pen. It always takes him forever to get to like what he's doing.
Yeah.
But I definitely had Pyro winning that battle, like without a doubt. It's not like he bodied him or anything, but he definitely won.
Yeah, I think it was pretty clear.
Yeah, it was clear. It was clear. I mean, that's why I say that. Like, I agree with you as far as Trado versus Don Vito being the battle of the night, because what are the other options? Like, Pyro cleared Rio, Traumatos cleared Jackpot, Rapper Stone cleared Liu Kane. So it's the only battle that was like good back and forth.
So what did you think?
Jackpot and Traumatos was good back and forth. Traumatos was just better.
Hold on. Let's Caesar give his opinion. I want to hear what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
I thought Rio and Pyro was actually battle of the night. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then I thought Don Vito had a lot of energy. He was probably performer of the night. Just his performance was quite like electric. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don Vito went crazy.
I mean, Jackpot, I don't know. He was doing this whisper thing or something. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I didn't.
It's the environment he was in or something, but like environment and performance is like extremely important in battle rap, especially in virtual.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I saw everyone was like clearly giving it to Vito, which I get. Like his performance was crazy. But I think like bar for bar, I'm not gonna say I think Trado like clearly won, but I feel like it was very close. If I had to edit this, I liked his material better. I feel like he had better. I don't even want to call them punchlines, but like just like I like the writing better from Trado.
Yeah,
and it's not like he didn't perform at all. Like he has a good. Like even when he's like like I was saying, it kind of reminds me of like Jay the Nightwing, how it's like you don't have to be like screaming to be, because here's one thing people confuse like delivery or with like performance, like volume doesn't equal like delivery, you know, like you don't always have to be screaming or be wicked loud
say that again. You do not have like being
volume
loud and screaming
does not equal delivery.
Exactly.
You know?
Screaming does not mean you have a good delivery. Facts.
There's a fine line, you know, there's a difference, because you can be loud and not be delivering it correctly. And you can be like not at that same like volume, but still be like perfect in the cadence and the conviction you're saying it in. You know what I mean? So I feel like some people confuse the two. They're like, oh, his performance. And it's like, well, that's not performance, is like what Don Vito was doing, you know, like that's performance. Like that's what Jay Pyro was doing. Like, you know, which again, that doesn't always just mean like waving your hands around and PG stepping. Like sometimes performance is like a fucking, it's like a face you make after you say it. Could be like, you know, the slightest
a hand
like
movement, a hand gesture, anything.
Exactly. It doesn't always have to be like over the top performance, you know, but
correct.
So I feel like Don Vito is in terms of performance was clearly like, you know, he had the edge on Trado in performance, and his cadence and like rhyme structure was definitely there. It was like polished delivery.
Yeah.
But also like I felt like he wasn't like really saying a lot at certain parts. But Trado like would have those, but it wasn't like with the crazy performance. So it's like, to me, it was a lot closer than people were making.
No, it was a fucking that battle was super close. Go ahead, Caesar.
Right. That's just my
opinion. No, it's definitely a preference battle. Like Trado definitely had the better written round. So it's like, okay, do you go with someone who's like, you know, just wrote a little bit better, but sort of like didn't perform as well, or do you go for the performance? You know what I mean? I mean, I could see why most of the chat gave it to Vito, because like the average battle rap fan has a preference for like.
Yeah, like I wasn't like arguing with people in the chat that they were wrong. I see why they were saying that, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I see it too, because it was a close battle, and when I say I had Trado winning, it's like I had him edging the battle. It's not like I had him clearly winning, but like at the end of the battle, I just felt like I liked Trado's material a little more, and you know, Don Vito went crazy, and if I were to watch it again, which I probably won't, but if I were to watch it again, maybe I'd change my, you know.
Yeah, oh, he definitely had some shit in there, like dusted off these artifacts.
But Trey,
he had this something Trey. Oh, it sound like something like you eat a meal off of Trey. It sound like that scheme was fire. Like he had some shit in there. You know, just saying like it was all filler. But Trado, yeah, the way the wordplay, the way he like sneaks it in there, I just prefer that style. But also, like you were saying, like sometimes a more like a better written round doesn't necessarily, even though like I do prefer like dense writing. Yeah. Sometimes people like assume that I'm gonna give a battle to someone just based off that, like me and Soldier, we've argued battles before. I'm like, he's like, are you kidding me? This guy's bars, and I'm like, I know that on paper it's better, but you know, he didn't perform. You know, he didn't deliver it right, and you kind of it's
for
like
me, lyrics are like the number one thing. So that argument,
which I agree with, but at the same time, it is like a case by case basis, you know.
Right.
It's like you got there's all kinds of intangibles you got to take in. That's like, well, what about that? And if I could remember correctly, there was like not bad, like not like slip up. There was like kind of stumbles, if you want to call them that. Like they weren't like atrocious or anything, but
yeah, Vito did stumble once, right?
I think I was like two like little stumbles at the same part.
Yeah, it wasn't
and I
too
think
bad.
I can't remember if Trado had like a little stumble too, or someone else did. I forget, but they weren't bad. No one like choked like that really.
Did Traumatos have a little stumble?
I think he had a little one, but didn't Luke Kane to start off the round? I felt like he had one too, if I'm remembering correctly. But
it just seems like, hold on, I'm gonna say this. It just seems like they're booking a lot of cards and a lot of people who have through events before. Not Smoking's, because he's thrown events before, but I'm just talking about in general. Like people are coming out and throwing the events that haven't thrown events before, and then other people who have thrown events before throwing events, and they're using the same battlers and they're just cycling them, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's not really, it doesn't seem to be working. Like, I don't know, there hasn't been a really great card like from beginning to end. And how long?
Yeah, I mean, are you talking about like in person or because I mean that definitely happens virtual. In person too.
Flash,
they definitely recycle.
No, you're right. You're absolutely. But I'm just talking virtual. Like, when was the last like great event from beginning to end where it was just like? I know there's been a couple.
You mean how it turned out, or just like on the flyer? Because Restore Order Volume 1 that had all the potential in the world.
How it turned out.
Because the De Niro battle not happening.
No, I'm saying how it turned out.
Yeah,
I'm saying how shit turns out, and then like the messy shit that happens after, you know, like the next day, you know what I mean? Arguing over the battles and stuff, but like that didn't seem to happen here. But I'm just saying, like, I don't. Well,
we can't say that. The panel was pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, the panel was wild, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I just don't know. Like Luke Kane showing up with one round is fucking insane to me. Jay Wonder not being ready for the date is crazy to me.
Isn't this the second time too? It's like, weren't they supposed to battle already?
Yeah, this is the second time. Yeah, and I believe the only reason, and I believe the reason is because he's not ready. I don't think it's any personal. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, then forgive me. But I believe it's just.
I mean, you gotta have some bad luck, bro, for it to like, oh, the second time it's supposed to happen. Oh, something came up again. It's like, maybe that's just a sign that you shouldn't do it. Like, if you always got something coming up, like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, man.
Facts. Yep. Seizure, what do you think, man?
I have no thoughts on it.
I have no. I mean, it wasn't a bad card. The rappers that did show up, they rapped. Like, I feel like it was more
Rio,
more
Pyro,
the fact that
Trado.
some of them were 1 rounds, and the panel and stuff made it more like, that was like the dirtiest part.
And the 1 3-rounder on the card turned into 3 rounds versus 1.
Yeah,
like,
it was more just that stuff that But shit's gonna happen, man. Battle rap, shit happens every card. Like, something like that's gonna happen. I feel like, in person, virtual, fucking, it doesn't matter. Like, that shit happens in battle rap.
Because Rapper Stone did good, Traumatos did good, Jackpot did good, Don Vito did good, Trado did good, Pyro did good, Rio did good. Like, everybody did good except Luke Kane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's
maybe it wasn't the jackpot that people wanted to see, but he still got the material out, and it wasn't bad. You know what I mean? Rapper Stone, his material wasn't bad either. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I feel like you just gotta work on his getting his delivery a little cleaner.
Yeah, Stone for sure. Jack said not being prepared sounds like par for the course. A boring performance that is lackluster on his best day at his finest hour. I agree.
Well, the thing, especially if it's like, it's a battle that's you're setting off the card. So right out the gate to have like a weird energy or something weird. That's what I agree with Caesar when it's like, just move it to another day. Move it to the day that Clip-In J Wonder's happening, because you're opening the card with like, it just seems weird to everyone. They come in, oh, this battle event, this flyer that they're all hyped. They come in, oh, first battle, and it's like they don't even know what's going on. One person spits 1 round, and the other one's like, no, now they're going again, and they're like, wait, what? So he's got 2 rounds that are really 3, but he's only got 1, and then there's like 25 minutes of talking about it from the panel, and like it was just like, I feel like it just threw everyone off out the gate before we even got into the rest of the battles. I think that was a bad decision. I feel like they should have just opened the card up with the other one and moved that. Even if it's only going to be 3 battles, like it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I agree.
Not just that, but they were talking about doing a surprise battle too. That was like 2 weeks ago or something. They did a live, and they're like, "Oh, there's gonna be a surprise battle to start off the card or whatever."
Yeah, I saw you saying that in the chat. You kept bringing that up, and I was like surprised. Like, I don't know.
That didn't go down. So
right. You think people getting hit up behind the scenes to not do battles and shit, or like say they can only come 1 round, or like, I don't know. This shit's getting crazy, bro. I don't know.
I feel like I'm not prepared. Yeah, I feel like Lou said, "Fuck this! I'm only writing 1 round because I can beat Rapper Stone with 1 round, even though he can't." But I think that's what he was thinking. He's like, "Fuck this! I'll just write 1 round."
But then why not just say 1 round to begin with? Like,
I don't know. But the weird thing is like when you say like, "Oh, I have the other 2 rounds, I could spit them to you right now," but then you don't. Like you said, you didn't have memorized, but you could spit them because you had them on your phone. But you should have spit them. I don't know, man. I don't know. You should at least spit them after the battle or something.
Right. Cannabis, some shit. You know what I mean?
It's crazy that crazy to me that people pay Liu Kang to battle.
Yeah, that's crazy too. More than like $50.
No, I think he gets paid a little more than that sometimes. Like,
No,
I
that's
think
what I'm saying. Any more than that is like, really? Like, I don't know.
Even that,
That's not my
to
praise. I'm
me
not
is
trying to
like, he's
count
not
someone
worth
else's
that.
pockets and shit, but yeah. If it's me personally, I'm not doing it. But
the only like, I could understand if it was an in-person battle and they were like, all right, like, I'll give you like $25 for gas money to get like, that's understandable. But you know,
right.
I don't know. Pablo, hold it down for 1 second.
Yeah, I got you. So
Picante, salute, my brother, salute. Fire ass new beat. I played it the other day. We're gonna play it again later on the show.
So I did get hit up about a battle on the card with Jack and Crisis, and I've been thinking about it. But I'm just, the more I'm like bouncing around in my head, I'm like, and I said to Adept, I said, if I'm like July 12th, I was thinking, I'm like, if it was like a 1-rounder, maybe I would probably. But then when he said who, I was like, oh, well, that's got to be 3 rounds. So I was still thinking about it, but I'm just like, with the timing, I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like you were saying, like the 100%, like I know I'm not going to be fully locked in if it's July.
Especially if you want to do the tournament for August or September.
Well, not only that, but we got we got concerts that week that we're going to and shit.
Right.
A couple of them around that time, and the music and videos that we're going to be doing anyway. Just like to fully lock in, I'm like, I maybe could do a 1-rounder, but I'm like, but I don't need, like, it's a battle that it's like I want to give the people, and it's definitely a battle I want. It's just the timing of it. I'm like, July. I'm like, like I'm thinking more August, September, 100%. I could come back August, September-ish.
And let's not forget, like, before the Dinero battle, Pablo said, like, I'm gonna take a break after this battle to focus on music for the summer. Like that.
Which, you know, I'm gonna be getting in the studio. So it's like, as much as I'm still like thinking about it, but it's like I don't want to do like a Liu Kang thing and be like, yeah, and then it gets closer to it, and I'm like, oh well, I can't lock in all the way, or I can't, you know what I mean? I'd rather either I'm in or I'm out.
Opportunity for a show comes up for us.
Or well, that too, but it's like I don't want to take like someone else's plate away because I'm being indecisive either. Right. You know what I mean? And I don't want to like hold someone else up, and it's like then people have less time to write for whatever battle does happen because I'm still deciding and shit. So I'm like, the fact that I am on the fence about it and I am debating it, I feel like is just telling me like, nah, just sit this one out and, you know, get them, because I really want at least, because not only are we going to be recording pretty much an album, but by my next battle, I want to have like at least like a new EP to drop with like
we're gonna have
have
an album and an EP by the time.
Well, hopefully that's the plan.
No, we're gonna have a Pablo Pickasso album and an Unscripted Logic EP. That's the goal.
Right. So that's what I'm thinking. Like August, September definitely is way more realistic, and 100% would be back out for them. Like this, like you said, the team shit. That sounds, and the timing of it just fits better, I feel like. But just for July, as much as I was like thinking about it, and after watching these battles and other virtual shit and stuff, like I am like kind of itching to get back in the ring, but at the same time, I'm like, I just know I'm not going to be able to fully lock in with all the other shit I got going on. Like, so I'm like, and I feel like this just got to be a 3-round battle, you know?
It's
like
got to be
if it was a different, because at first I didn't know who he was getting, like, you know, so Dev hits me up and he's like, oh, you try to come back July? And I was like, let me think about it. Versus who, you know? So like I said, if it was someone else, maybe a 1-rounder or something, but I'm like, nah, that one's got to be 3, and that's got to be like one.
But
I
even a 1-rounder,
fully, yeah. I'm trying. Like, I need to be able to fully lock in, and I know
because here's the other thing.
My attention's gonna be on other things at the time. So I'm like, I don't want to cheat the fans either, like, and show up and give a haphazard performance or something.
Or if you commit to a battle and then all of a sudden we get offered a show for the same date.
Right. I just don't want to. It's too close. I'm gonna be cutting it too, and it's like already conflicting schedules and shit. So I'm like,
but while we got people in here right now, I just want to say the fucking surprise guest is gonna be coming on at 7 o'clock. So right around 7 o'clock. This is a legendary battle rapper. I have some questions for him. I don't know how long he's gonna be staying, but yeah, man. So Pablo, I mean, look, man, like Pablo's his own man. He makes his own decisions, you know, and ultimately it is his decision. But, you know, of course, me as his friend, thinking of his best interests, you know, I'm telling him too, like, you know, I think you should focus more on the music, you know, like, but you know, he's gonna do what he's gonna do regardless. But you know, the music is really the more important thing, and he's far too talented to. And I think a couple months is not too much. You know what I mean? Yeah. Taking like June and July off to follow your dream and then come back and do that. Well, it's not even that. It's thing like would be
even fire. Just the music. It's, you know, other shit too. That's like,
there's tons of other shit too.
Yeah. It's fucking, it's hectic right now is all I'm gonna say. It's like,
work on top.
And work. Yeah. Trust me though. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Just the timing of it. It's like, I'm all right. I'm gonna be juggling so many. Like, I don't even want to say balls, pause. I'll be juggling so many things at that time that I'm just like, like, and I wanted to, especially after seeing people's, like, you know, people reacting to the dinero material and shit. Like, everyone, we got to see him on the next card. It's like, it makes me want to come back and, like, you know, put on a show for the fans and shit. But I'm like, I just can't rush it, you know, like, I gotta do what I already planned to do here first before I jump back. And I know people, trust me, I keep getting hit up by multiple people saying, yo, when are you coming back? Who you battling that? And it's like, it starts to like reel me back in a little bit. I'm like, no, hold on, folks, stay focused. You already planned this shit out. Like, finish that first before it start, you know. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna sit back till August, September, and come back. If it's the team shit or if it's a solo battle, either way. But definitely be back in the ring, but like August, September-ish. But that card should be fire. Jack and Crisis. I don't know who else is gonna be on there. Yeah, but
if y'all are if y'all are excited to see Pablo in the ring, then you guys should be excited to hear the music that he's gonna be creating in the next couple months.
Oh yeah, because bro, I'm telling you, bro, some fire coming. Bro.
There's some fucking heat. And actually, I want to cue something up so when our guest comes up here, I am gonna try to get him to watch this. Just because it would be dope to get his opinion on it, but I want to listen to it real quick anyway. Let's see. But yeah, shout out to Major and Bruce and Pablo Picante in the building. Pablo Picante is our guest next Monday. That's gonna be a great episode.
Different dinero movies. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the music I sang.
Okay. What did you send me something?
Yeah, it was just like a rough draft idea. You don't have to play it this time.
Oh shit! I didn't even see it. Did you send it to my email?
Yeah.
All right. I'll check it out.
It was the beat that I made. I was just fucking around with it because it was like right before the show.
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me.
But I was just it to me. Throwing some shit on top of it, seeing how it sounded. Added some guitar and shit.
I have some like prof type stuff to go for that with that, like a little like, I don't know, chant, I guess you could say. I don't know. I'll let you hear it and you can decide what
Word.
you want to do with it.
But you know, I am thinking about some features on you know, the tracks I'm doing. If anyone
Hustle Crow. Hustle Crow for sure. But I actually got a female that you and I are gonna be meeting up with, someone we went to school with. And we're gonna be meeting up with them, and she can sing really well. But we're gonna hear her sing so we can decide what like kind of song we want to make with her, you know. So that's gonna be dope. Salute Nasty Work podcast. But yeah, man. So yeah, we're gonna meet up with her soon, and we're gonna do a track with her. But yeah, we want to do tracks with people in the community for sure. We want to do some tracks with Pablo Picante, Hustle Crow, Pablo. Who are some people you want? Seizure for sure.
Yeah, Loso. I heard him on the Panda beat and shit. That was fire, bro.
So I decided, yeah, it was fire. So I decided, and only for the reason that I feel like it was too much. I was trying to do too much with it. With the winning beat, the Marv 1 beat that we're gonna do the song called The Score. I think it's gonna end up being just me, Pablo, and Seizure, and then potentially Lush 1. So we'll see. I'm gonna try to get Lush on that track, but if not, it'll be just us three, the three people on this platform right now. So
right, because I mean, where's De Niro at anyway?
right. And Innovate, you know, and Clip.
Yeah, he don't even respond to the emails and shit. So
yeah, exactly. I had a really good offer for Innovate, and he never responded to me. And Clip, honestly, like I just like the tracks I have heard from Clip, like I'm not a huge fan of. So, and that's no disrespect to him because he can battle, but like as far as music, I don't know. I would rather
they're two different things.
Yeah, I would definitely rather try to get Lush on it, and also I think Lush and Seizure would sound fire on a track together.
I've never heard any of Clip's music, honestly. I typed it in YouTube and nothing really came up. So I don't know.
Yeah, I heard. I think I heard one song or two songs. Yeah, I heard two. But all right, I'm gonna play this real quick. But yeah, we got the special guest coming on soon, man. Coming on soon.
Just list off different De Niro movies until I watched and plotted the way De Niro. No, I wasn't gonna just list off different De Niro movies until I watched and plotted the way De Niro moved. He had some sleepers. Now we on his comeback trail. So there's great expectations for you to win against me. Cause he know if he not flawless, the fans will be giving him heat. I'm untouchable. They could have brought Roan in because, bro, the painkiller elite. So when my machete sliced the cheek of this joker, y'all see De Niro die on live TV. So hide and seek asylum. Take your wife and flee. Because when this jackknife attacks, he drive her to a city by the state. Because from what I can see, he plays the role of the good shepherd and acts like a godsend, but that's as far-fetched as a cartoon. It's funny you look like Papa Shango, because he also played The Godfather Part 2. It's about to get dark, dude. I did not come to play with him. I came to shake him out of that catatonic state he in, so it brings me great joy to be part of De Niro's awakening. If you tally the score, That was 22 De Niro films just to prove you ain't fucking with the Irishman. You see, G, I just don't see that younger you, that hungry you, because now everything you take don't age so well. It's better to be remembered as a legend and stay on the shelf than just be able to get watched. Because at this point, De Niro only playing himself. Body bag, boy. 3.
Fucking yikes.
Red Hot Deal Days are here. Only until May 29th. Get a bundle of your choice.
So you guys
on
know
us.
before
you'll get a free
battle,
phone and a smartwatch and a tablet. Only at Verizon.
Salute to our sponsor, Verizon.
Yeah, part 2. For real. A word from our sponsor. So you guys know before that battle, I had that scheme.
Back now with part 2 of my conversation with Larry David on the day of the final episode ever of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Long before Larry was...
Yeah. I'm just fucking. Yeah, so you guys know before that battle, I had that scheme, and I was like spitting it, running it by people and shit. And originally there was like it was a little bit longer. I felt like, okay, it's like unnecessarily long. But you guys know I was like worried about that scheme. I was like, are people, especially like more so live, I was like, if this is happening live, and if like, because I was gonna put it in the 3rd round, the end of the 3rd, and I was like, is this like gonna feel like it's like dragging? It's like, because it's like a fucking a minute and a half long almost. So I was like, I know it's fire, but I'm like, some of the movies are like older ones, like 90s movies, maybe not a lot of people know and shit. So I'm like, even though I know it's fire and it's not like it doesn't go anywhere, I know I concluded it well and shit, but I was just like, for the live people in the chat, I'm like, a minute goes by and you're still like on one scheme getting somewhere. Like, it's like, I know you see it more like in-person battles, like, like Ilmac or something will do that, like do a whole round that's like leading to something. But I was like concerned about people like losing, like if you doze off for a second or you're not paying attention, like you're gonna get lost. And then I'm like, is it gonna be able to like reel them back in, or are they gonna be like, what the fuck, he's still going with this? Like, I was definitely a little concerned. And I even was like asking people, like, should I put this in a different round? Should I like,
Right. Didn't you originally had it in your 2nd, right?
Yeah, I was gonna put it in the 2nd because it was like I had more jokey stuff in the 2nd at first. Like originally I had like the whole like first half of the 2nd was gonna be more like humor. So I felt like, oh, maybe put that there as like a fail safe of like, oh, if the 2nd round is the one I'm gonna lose, maybe just put it there and stuff. But shout out to Social. He kept telling me, he's like, no, fuck that. That's like the best writing you have in the battle. Like that needs to be in the 3rd. It needs to be the end. Like, anyone who's like not anyone who doesn't get it, like fuck them. Who can? And like,
there was one moment where he was like, actually, no, I'm definitely gonna use it in a 2nd. And I said, okay. And I think that threw him off a bit because I woke up the next morning to a text saying, actually, I am going to use it for the 3rd. So me just saying, okay, I think he knew he's just done trying to convince me, but he's right, type shit. And that's why it's good to have, people who are around you who aren't yes men, because anyone else would have been like, yeah, but just put it in the 2nd. It's like, nah, fuck that.
Jack, 100%. And at first I was even like, should I hold up the DVDs like as I say it? But I'm like, I'd have to go fucking through the crates, find a bunch of them. I'm like, I know I don't have all of them, so what do I do? Print out shit? And then I'm like, is that gonna be like corny if I'm sitting there, like lifting this up, then lifting up? I'm like, I got 22 different DVD cases to hold up. So I'm like, that might be a little too much. Like, like all these props and shit. So I was like, but then like editing afterwards, I was like I knew like that would. I'm like, because in my mind, I'm like, if people knew every reference, they'd be like, holy shit, that's crazy. But it's like, obviously, not everyone's going to know every reference, you know? So,
right.
It's like trying to find a way to, but also I try to write it in a way where it's like, even if you don't know some of them, like, let's say you never heard of Killer Elite, right? It's like, it still fits with the, like, it's still fire without you even knowing that. If you get the movie before it, you know, like, oh, you know that one, and I'm like, oh, the pen's Killer Elite. Like, it don't even matter if they don't know that movie. You know what I mean? Like, I tried to write it in a way where it's like it still made sense and it still kind of sounds fire, even if you don't know that it's a movie. You know, which is hard to do. Like, well, it's not easy. That scheme took me a while. Trust me, I worked on that shit for like a couple of weeks and was like moving shit around and like, no, this doesn't fit, this doesn't. But basically, so when I started that, I had the idea, and it was basically, I was like, oh, maybe do like 4 to 8 bars or something. And it was all because I knew the City by the Sea. So I was like, oh, by the sea. And then I was like, oh, I knew that like there was other movies that rhymed with that basically. So I was like, oh, like I'll start off. I was like, oh, Giving Them Heat. City by the Sea, fucking, you know, I was like, oh, I was like, there's great expectations for you to win against me, because you know, if you're not flawless, the fans would be giving them heat. Like, so basically that's what started it. And then I was like, the more I was writing it, the more I kept coming up with it. I'm like, wait, that actually fits. This fits here. And that, like, it got to a point where I'm like, bro, I need to like cut some of this down. It's like too long almost, you know? So that's the hard part of like, you know, knowing, because when you first get a battle book, you're like, oh, 2-minute round, 2:30 or 3. You're like, it seems like a long time until you start writing. And then once you get to a point where you're trying to like get what you're actually going to use, like in each round, and you start cutting stuff down and then like timing out certain schemes, you're like, well, damn, that's 30, that's 20 seconds. This is, it's like, damn, that's 2 minutes. I'm like, I didn't even get to this part yet. So then you got to really start deciding like what has more payoff. Like, does this scheme have a better payoff? Does this take too long to get somewhere? Is this, and then also sometimes you'll have a fire scheme where like every line's a punch and stuff, but you're like basically like reiterating something you kind of already said in another scheme.
Right.
So then you got to start picking between the two, because you're like, well, you don't want to just be punched on the same angle. So it really starts to come down to like, fuck, like picking and choosing like what to use and what not to. It starts getting like fucking like that. To me, that's the harder part. Like writing bars for a battle is like not the hardest part of doing it. Bars just come to me.
That's the funnest part.
Yeah, that's the fun part. Like, oh, I came up with this scheme. I came up with that. But like, actually,
stay tuned. We have a special guest coming in with it in a few minutes. My bad, Pablo.
No, you're good. Just like deciding what to actually use, I feel like is the hardest part. And usually always there's like the day of the battle or something. I'm like, oh fuck, I should take this part. I should use this part instead. And then it'll be stuff I didn't practice at all, and like, you know, start to like second guess myself and shit. Like, I'm sure that happens to you too, Caesar, right? When you're like trying to decide what bars to use and shit.
Yep. A lot of the times I'll end up rewriting some, not like rewrite, but I mean like I'll have like a whole entire other rhyme scheme, and then I'm like, well, damn, this punch that I wrote like works better in this rhyme scheme, and then it's like, fuck. But then now, do I keep the old 4? Do I rework the old 4? Like, fuck. Like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah, dude. That happens all the time. So like, there's a good example of basically what you were just saying. Is like, there's a scheme in the De Niro shit where it was like, when I said, oh, I crammed De Niro in a barrel, bitch, I'm Walter White. So there's a whole scheme where I go like off of that, rhymes with it. So originally that was like, it was a different ending rhyme. It was something, I think it was like something like, it was like a different Breaking Bad or Jesse Pinkman. I forget whatever the ending like rhyme was, changed the whole scheme. But I was like, well, the stuff before it's fire, but I don't like the actual punch as much as this one. So then you go back and now I'm like, well, now I have to rewrite the whole scheme because it's a different like rhyming pattern. So it's like, yeah, that shit happens all the time. I guess the key is just finding stuff that like I think that the key with a good punchline is not only like an entendre, like because sometimes you can have like a triple entendre, but it just doesn't like sound good, like phonetically or whatever. Like I feel like the key to like a great punch that everyone remembers is like a, put a couple in his top like a wedding cake. Like it sounds like the ending, like the percussion of the cake, the wedding cake, like it has like a like an oomph to it. And I feel like that's the key to writing good punchlines is like finding the right wording, because sometimes you can say the same thing just worded differently, and it's like it would be the difference between like a all right punch and like a haymaker is like, because when a haymaker hits you feel it. It's not just like, oh, that was dope. It's like like you feel it when it hits. And I feel like that's all about just picking the right like word pattern that has like the right like percussive sound in the right part and stuff like that, which that took me years to learn that shit.
So wedding cake being like a stressed syllable at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're saying don't have like suffixes or something? Is that?
Well, it's like it's more of like a feeling I get, because like sometimes I'm trying to think of a good example of like a punchline that it's like I wrote and it's like it makes sense both ways, but just the rhyming word, like it's like ending it with like a yo fucking something like a towel, and it's like okay, it's just like doesn't, the ending like word just doesn't like hit hard when you say like saying it phonetically. It's like duh, as opposed to like wedding cake has like the like the percussive sound in the K, and the like it feels like it hits, you know what I mean? Like there's sometimes where just as a writer, just finding the right, because sometimes you can say the same thing with words like flipped around. Like you can take the ending too and just flip them sometimes, and it's like, oh, that sounds better than the other way, which is like that just it comes with like years of writing and figuring out. Also, because if that's the pattern you're going off of for the rest of the scheme, sometimes it's like, oh, if you said it this way, that's harder to rhyme than if you flipped it around, you have like 100 rhymes for it. You know what I mean? Just little shit like that. Like I feel like just being more experienced, you figure stuff like that out. Like,
right. No, you could go super deep into that for the science too, because like what you're talking about, like towel is like you have tau, which is like a stressed syllable, and then ol is like unstressed or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Cake is like strong,
Yeah, so I was like, that was just the best example I could think off the top, man, without like thinking of bars. But that's like you were saying, the science of it. I feel like that's what makes, Cassidy, when you're listening to him like on a record, what makes his bars like feel like they're hitting, even if they're not like the craziest like triple on time. It's like just it's the way, it's the word choice he picks, and like it seems to always have that like you said, that like that stress, like like at the end of the like each word, like easy to black. He's like, oh fucking, I heard easy, it's like all that shit, like the block, the like he always like ends it with like a strong like sound basically, and that comes from like, I feel like musically a lot of like not even just battle rappers but rappers in general, sometimes they don't know like where to put certain sounds, because they're more focused on that they got a rhyme pad and they're just writing words that rhyme, but they're not thinking about the sounds that is over the music, which is like almost nowadays, that's almost like more important than what you're saying, because you could have like crazy writing, but if it doesn't like sound good to the ear, you're gonna lose people. You know,
Yeah,
so it's almost like you gotta like hook them
fact.
in by like, you gotta know where to put certain sounds, basically.
Yeah, it's the basics of doing music, where like you put the stress syllables on the beat.
It's the basics.
On like 1, 2, 3, 4, you put the stressed words, stressed syllables on there. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, you could study the whole thing, like iambic pentameter, all this and that. You know what I mean? There's different shit or whatever, like, you know what I mean? And you could switch up the patterns or whatever, like Eminem and I sit back with this pack it's the exact same pattern or whatever, and he's just doing it over and over. But like, yeah, you use different patterns or whatever. And I think what you're also, it's like the way you set up a pattern, right? Like it's like wedding cake. Okay, so you have wedding cake. So when you're rhyming that, you need to make sure that's the same pattern too. That's like stressed on stressed, stressed. You know what I mean? Where it's like it's the same phonetic, same sort of the stresses are in the same place. It sounds not just rhyming wise, the same syllables in the same place, but like phonetically, like how they're said, how they're pronounced. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of what makes something sound super dope is you set up an expectation, right? So it's like, okay, well, the setup already has this, so the mind is like, when you're resolving it, when you're finally getting to the final line, or you're getting to the second line, after setting it up, it's like you want something that matches with that. So it's like you do something that doesn't match that quite as much, then to the ear it doesn't sound quite as powerful. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like puzzle pieces, kind of. And it's like, yeah, our brain, the way you set it up, it's like our brain's expecting like, oh, this is a corner piece, and it's like, if it's like, oh, that kind of was like a corner, but it doesn't like perfectly fit, like, yeah, it's just like almost jarring to the ear, which like there's certain rappers that do that, like, but they can do it well, where it's like a slant rhyme kind of, but they get away with it. But like maybe the first time I hear a record or something, I'm like, whoa, a little bit, like almost throws you off. But if you like listen to it more, or listen to that artist more, and you hear them do it, like they almost like pull it off in a way. So it's like, there is like a science behind the shit, but at the same time, there's like, you know, it's not always like, oh, on the 4 and on the, you know, this, putting this here, like, you know, there is an element of like feel to it, you know, like sometimes you could like read all the fucking shit there is to know about. It's the same thing with like music, right? So it's like you could know how to read sheet music, and you could know everything about it, you can know the theory and everything, but it's like, does that mean you could write a catchy song? Like, you know, some shit is more about like feel too. But it's like, yeah, it's just crazy. I feel like these type of conversations, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like these type of conversations, it's like, how often do you think like battle rappers are having these conversations though? You know what I mean? And I feel like
battle rappers don't, like, especially like top tier battle rap, they don't really give a fuck about hip hop, especially except the rappers that like ride their dick. You know what I mean?
I just feel like either, like, you know, some people are just naturally talented, and either they're not even aware of what they're doing as they're doing it, or like, you know, like we were saying, like newer people, right? So there's like newer classes of like MCs that they just see what comes before them, and they're like, I don't even want to say emulating, because it's like, now you're just copying someone else, but they're like, they learn from what came before them. So it's like they don't even have to like necessarily know the shit to know like what they're doing, because they've seen it done. Like, because like, let's be real, most people are visual learners. Like, especially I know I am. Like, if you put like a sheet of music in front of me, it's like, yeah, I can figure it out. But if you just showed me on the guitar, like, I could learn in 2 seconds. Like, just show me where to go, and that's it, and I got it. So it's like, I feel like some people, they know these things, but it's like, I don't even know if they know that they know, you know. It's just almost like a subconscious thing. And that's why I like when Cassidy has conversations about it, because it's like, you know this motherfucker like is like deep in the shit. The way he talks about like the science of it and shit. Like,
and he proves it when he raps. Hey, if I cut you off, it's because the guest is here.
No, that's fine. Yeah, basically just keeping it going until he comes up. But yeah, I love that kind of shit because it's like,
oh, this conversation is amazing in the chat and here. Like,
yeah, hold on, let me catch up with some of the comments because I haven't been reading them.
They're talking about. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay, hold on, y'all. We have one of the fucking greatest of all time in this battle rap shit. And he's one of the most amazing rappers of all time. He's in my personal top 5. I listen to this guy every day. Give it up for the one and only, the King of the Dot champion, Real Deal.
Yo, my dog, what's good with you?
What's good, Real Deal? What is good, brother?
Man,
salute, bro.
Appreciate you all, man.
Salute.
Had to take a little power nap, man. Your boy's getting old, man.
Hey, I hear you, man. I hear you. So nobody knew you. No one knew you were coming up here. They just they knew there might be a surprise guest. I didn't tell them who. So
they just found out right now.
Let's get it.
Yep. So this is my co-host Pablo Picasso. He makes music as well. And he battles. And this is Seizure. He's one of the guests on tonight's show. And yeah, we usually have a guest every week. We go from 6 to 9. So but yeah, we have you here, and the name of the show is Unscripted Logic. So so we have
appreciate you.
Absolutely, man, we appreciate you. So I know I have some questions. I didn't really want to make this like an interview, but I definitely have some questions. And I've interviewed you like 3 times already. So I mean, we've been there. So, and I was actually there when you beat Chilla Jones in Boston for the chain. I was the first person before any King of the Dot staff or anybody, because I was there doing the that stuff for them, and before anybody got a picture of you with the chain, I was the first one.
I really hope they bring something back to Boston, man. That was a great event. Great. That venue is great.
That venue is amazing. I love that venue, man. The Middle East.
The Massacre series, I feel like they always lived up to the hype. Every Massacre was top notch.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Now
I feel like that was Massacre was Pat's first time.
It was
in US. Yeah.
Massacre 1 was his first, and then he was also on Massacre 2 and 3. And the beautiful thing was, like, not only did, as a battle rap fan from the beginning, not only did I never think that I'd get to see Pat Stay battle live or Hollow the Dawn battle live, I got to see them battle each other live
in Boston. Yeah,
in Boston.
Like, that's crazy.
That was legendary. So, but rest in peace, Pat. But aside from that, I wanted to ask you. Now I know you spoke on it when it happened, but I wanted to ask you about the battle versus the Saurus being taken down. Because
that's right, you told me about that's crazy, bro. What
the so my whole thing is, doesn't Avocado own that footage?
I don't feel like he does. No, I think it was owned by Grind Time. And I know that Grind Time ownership changed hands a few times.
Yeah.
Didn't Fresco and like Word of Play have it and they sold it to someone or some shit?
I feel like that sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds right. And they sold it to somebody.
Yeah.
And I feel at some point, I do remember hearing that there was someone had sold Grind Time rights to Organic, but hadn't fully transferred them over. Some goofiness. I just noticed. I was like fumbling through some battle or on my website, and I was like, why? There was always a battle that said not available or whatever it was, and I was like, what the hell battle? And for the longest I thought it was Definition because he was doing his own thing with the spoiler alert channel, and then I found out it was this. So I'm like, why the hell is this taken down?
Yeah, why?
Right, because that didn't Definition get like a bunch of his back where he was like, I know he's like working for a school or something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know, but he had like a bunch of his removed.
Yeah.
Who did?
Definition.
You might
when
be
he
right.
became the teacher.
That's why you thought it was that. Yeah.
Right. And that's why I thought. And again, I don't, bro. I don't have the biggest problem with that. My thing is, maybe I do have a bit of a problem with it. I mean, I would prefer, if you could reach out to the battlers and be like, or if I battled you. Definition is such a good guy, though. Like, and he's doing so well with his thing that if that was the case, I would. Yeah, I wouldn't have sweated it, but it wasn't him, bro. I had a. I'll tell you something wild. You guys are the first people I told you. I mean, you might know, but I had battled for Premiere. Yeah. I battled. I did a card where I battled this dude Jay Short, and it was literally, man. I went up there 5 days after my dad passed, right? Because I was already booked. I'm like, let me go up there, and great crowd, great event. I had a really, really crazy showing. Everything was cool. Turns out this dude was a weirdo.
Yeah. He got arrested. Didn't he get arrested for some?
Yeah, he was like talking to some 15-year-old, some weirdo. So they ultimately took my battle down, which I was cool. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, and obviously not that I first of all, I had no knowing. I was actually cool. I thought he was all right. As far as like up here in the battle circuit, I had no idea.
Right, you don't know, yeah.
Nah, behind the scenes weirdo. And then once I seen that, I was like, oh man, get this. Yeah, go ahead, take that the fuck
out.
I don't want
take it down, please take it down.
Yeah,
because I remember the battle, but I didn't know that shit happened.
Yeah, bro. So he so that was another battle I had taken down. Like it was real nuts, bro. He was supposed to battle somebody and I'm gonna. Some of these details are gonna not be 100% spot on, but let's say Ireland or some shit, and that actually might be correct. And then they detained him, and it was one of these real weird random things where I don't know, Hulk was one of the first to come out and be like, "Yo, we're not talking enough about."
Yeah, that's where I seen it.
With these odd charges, and people are just kind of keeping it moving. And then it came out that dude was in fact a fucking weirdo, and I was like, oh Christ.
That's like decoy in Australia.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. That dude.
A lot of people probably don't even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're like really tapped. Like you said, I saw the blog from Hulk talking about Jay Short, and it's like most people might not even know who that is, but it's we're tuned in. We know this shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Depth HNIC in the building.
Some fucking some real weird, but yeah, he would the decoy. Decoy was already on the surface weird.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know, like, so the only thing I heard about Jay Short later on that I don't want to say alluded to he might be weird is that he didn't fucking shower. And I didn't know about this, but I guess that when Don't Flop went on this like America thing, they were like pretty much driving city to city in America and throwing events. And they had to come through Pittsburgh. They were coming from DC to Pittsburgh to go to I don't know, like maybe New York or something. And Uri hit me up like, hey, just to let you know we might be in Pittsburgh. I'm like, bro, anytime you're in Pittsburgh, hit me up. So we all went out and drank and shit, and we had a ball. And so I didn't know he came out with us that day. And they only told me it was when I found out later from like Quill and shit. They're like, this motherfucker would not shower, man. Like he was like staying with us and all this shit, just would not shower. And I was like, now again, that doesn't always equate to being a fucking pedophile, you know what I mean, or a weirdo, but
I mean that's pretty weird. It kind of
it definitely is, yo. It definitely is. Like
It is certainly weird, but like I guess you can't immediately like, oh, that dude is into underage girls because of that. But yeah, unfortunately I would say battle rap. The majority of battle rappers are super good people, legit people, whatever. But there are, unfortunately, man, as we found out over the years, there are some weirdos in the bunch.
There's too many. There's too many.
Yeah. I mean, that's
one's too many. So it's like, hiding in plain. Because I feel like every like group or something, it's like there's always like someone infiltrating. It's like you never really know. Like you said, you're hanging out at battle rap events, like you don't really know what these people are doing.
People around.
You just assume like, oh, they're good dudes. Like,
and Real Deal is, and I know this because I've been at multiple events that Real Deal has been at. I was even at an event that he was at that was a tiny league in a town called Nashua, New Hampshire, and I showed up and he saw me. He was like, "Oh shit, what's up, man?" Like because he knew me, so he's like, like I've been to so many events with him, and he's such a nice guy and talks to everybody. So like, you gotta just think the amount of weirdos that he encounters, because he does actually, like talk to people in the crowd and the audience and stuff.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I'm fortunate for the most part. Like, I'm fortunate that a lot of the people I talk to, like, even if they're like, maybe they're a little drunk and a little buzzed and they want to like talk battle rap, maybe even close talk for like a long period. That's usually the biggest thing. That's usually in Canada too, right? Like, so usually in like Toronto. Right. First of all, them motherfuckers are underrated. They can drink. So when you fuck around and see them, they got a full can of Labatt and shit, and they ready to chronologically list off their favorite battles. And you like, man, I gotta practice, like, But to me, that's not weird. It's just maybe a bit what's the word I'm looking for?
Like not self-aware, really.
Yeah, there we go. I like that. But nah, some of these, like I said, bro, I think I've told this story multiple times, but it's out of Massachusetts. It's arguably one of my favorite battle rap stories. You've heard about the dude who was I want to say Hasidic Jew.
If it was Massachusetts, I was there.
Bro, so were you at Billy? So
oh no, you're talking. Are you gonna tell the story about the dude who claimed he walked?
Dog in Haverhill. Is it Haverhill?
It's Haverhill. It's Haverhill. But I'm telling you, there's no way he made that walk in that amount of time.
Bro, I said the same. Now again, I didn't see him. I didn't walk with him. Even to claim you make that walk, if you didn't.
Wait, with the walk from where to where though?
From South Boston to Haverhill.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Bro said he's not allowed to use transportation on Sundays or whatever day it was. You know what I mean? I'm not
only on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, that's part of his religion, I guess, right?
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like they banned him this specific day of the week. He wasn't.
Actually, Pablo. Actually, hold up. Yeah. My bad. It wasn't even South Boston. It was somewhere closer to like Springfield, Holyoke area, which is even further.
No,
so that's
bro.
like like a 3-hour drive, bro.
Yeah, there's no.
I feel like I do feel like, because when I remember talking to Billy about it, because Haverhill is what, an hour from Boston? Does that sound about right?
It's about an hour. Yeah.
So I feel like he was an hour drive away, wherever that was. So he might not have been in the. Again, I'm not saying he's not bullshitting, because it's.
But
still
the problem is
what do you walk
in Massachusetts? If you're like, there's no way to get there without walking on the highway, and if you're walking on the highway in Massachusetts, there's especially that far, you will get stopped, and the cop will not let you walk.
Facts.
Bro, listen. Yeah. I'm gonna say this,
but tell the story. I mean, I'm my bad. I didn't mean to fuck up the story.
No. Look, dude, you're not wrong at all for the myth busting. I'm not bad at it. I'm just saying, think how hilarious this is, right? In battle rap, where people lie about how many girls they fuck, people they killed, money they got. This dude's just lying about how many miles he walked to get. I'm almost like, I'm gonna let you have that one, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna contest that. Like, that's the most
true.
Like, odd flex that I'm going to allow it. Like, so basically, bro, so there was this battle. He was booked against Dystopian, I want to say. And they were booked, and they asked me and Chilla if we'd host, and we was already up there or something. He's like, cool. And we're like, where's the venue? And Billy's like, yo, they're just battling outside my garage kind of deal. And I'm like, all right, whatever, and not to throw any shit. I'm like, okay, man, footage is footage. Like, you know what I mean? If they dolled up nice, it doesn't fucking matter. Some of the Sue Surf and Big T took place in a fucking lid store or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, so Billy says to me, he's like, yo, man, we're waiting on the dude to get here. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, but we don't really know where he's walking. And I'm like, from where? And he's like, bro. And he said he's not allowed to drive or use transportation due to his religion. So he's coming from like a bus station or something in Boston.
Right? Or whatever.
Yeah. And I'm like, and he's like, bros, it's like 30 miles or whatever it was. Okay. Whatever, 40 miles, something insane. And I'm like, bro, it's like 90 degrees out. Like if it wasn't 90, it was like 85, bro. Like it was a scorcher in Haverhill, bro. So bro gets there, and not only, so I'm like, all right, the time limits are 2 minutes. And I'm like, I gotta kind of let this dude rock a little bit. I mean, I hate to say it, I hate to be that guy, but he walked 40 some miles. So
I feel you.
So I guess this dude, for his battle, he was gonna treat this like a presentation, bro. Like he had 3 different outfits. Okay, like his first outfit, like he had layers. So I don't know if he walked in layers. Again, dude had glasses. He lightweight, kind of looked like a skinny IRS from wrestling, right? Erwin R. Shyster.
IRS, yeah.
So his first round, man, he's rapping, and it's no knock to this dude. This is just not very good, okay? And he hits the 2-minute mark. He's rapping. He hits the 3-minute mark. And now eyes are starting to turn to me like, ain't you supposed to be like the 10? So I'm like, all right, man, I can't it's not fair to his opponent now. Like, who's clearly winning anyway. But I'm like, so it hits like 3.5, 345. And I put my hand up. And traditionally, when the hand goes up, you got 4 more, not even 4 more bars. You got to get to your end. You know what I'm saying?
You got like 6 seconds left.
Yeah, you slowly start to drop the gavel, right?
Yeah. Finish your next bar.
Well, right when I had put my hand up, or right before it, he had started with this 13 colony scheme. And it was as bad as it sounds, bro. Like it was like when the Pennsylvania, and I was just like, all right, so I put the hammer up, you know what I mean? Like, my God, this is not it. And I didn't say that, I just put the hammer up. Now, traditionally, if you see the thing go up, usually people are like, yo, 4 more bars, right? You've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Why did this dude say, I went to cut him off, I'm like, time, and he goes, hold on, real 4 more colonies. I was like,
4 more
colonies? What the fuck?
4 more colonies is one of the most insane things I'd ever heard, bro. And I'm like, and I literally just turned my phone or whatever, I'm like, and it's like 405, 406, I'm like, my God. Then he's in his second round, and he has like a Raptors jersey. I don't know if he's from Toronto, what his deal was. He took his glasses off and set them behind him, and a fan stepped on him. And you heard it like crunch, like Christmas Story, bro.
Oh my God.
So all I kept thinking is this dude's walking back blind to Boston 50 miles after this battle did not go the way he wanted. And from what Billy said, Bill was like, yo, people was asking him, like, yo, let me please give you a ride. He was like lightweight snapping on people, like, man, stop asking me, man. Like, this is not like a random choice I'm making. You know what I mean?
Because he had a ride around the corner.
Bro, he had 4 more colonies to walk.
He had 4 more colonies, man. All my good people in Massachusetts, they're the first to be like, no, he did not walk that. And I'm not saying he did.
Nah, I know.
But I'm telling you, bro, this dude, I don't know if he thought he was gonna like get sent. And if he was right, because he got an extra minute and a half of material out that I might not have let him get out had I didn't think he walked like the motherfucking proclaimers and shit 500 miles out here. But yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say instead of 4 more bar, I thought you were gonna say like, oh, hold up, I walked here. Like, but 4 more colonies is crazy.
4 more, my bro. That's one of the most insane. Like,
I remember when you posted that on Instagram, I immediately was like, nah, he did not.
Nah, no. Like I said, I'm telling you who to hit up about it is Bill Blaze, bro. Bill being a fellow Massachusetts guy himself.
I know him.
Yeah, he was there, so he obviously wasn't on the walk with dude. I'm saying, so I'm with you. Like if it, and I remember the only other part I remember is when I said to Bill, like, Bill, that's like whatever it was. I'm like 40, whatever it was, 37 miles. I'm like, Bill, that's X amount of time. That's insane. He was like, bro said it ain't the first time he did it. Like there was a battle in Chicago where he walked from the train station to like, I can't remember, but it was slightly longer. And I'm like, this is kind of wild, man.
I would walk 500 miles.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah,
the
it's like a 4.5 hour walk.
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
And
so
like he wouldn't have made it by the thing that threw me off was like he wouldn't have made it by the time that he did. You know what I mean?
Right. But so there's something I wanted to ask you about is Homegrown Battleground, which I have some battles there. I actually battled Tusabe myself. So if you remember the Tusabe battle, what the fuck happened there? Like I know the footage cuts up. I heard like a little bit from people.
Yeah, what happened?
Never really got the whole
story. I asked you this before, but that interview, it was on my old channel that got taken down.
Bro, so we get there. All right. So the event is thrown by Zitra or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a 1-rounder. Very almost non-existent card or non-existent crowd, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he's rapping in his first round. And his first round is like, he only has 1 round, I'm sorry. And I think he had a whole presentation. I think he thought this round was going to go real crazy. He was like speaking. He had my father as an angle. It wasn't like, it was like dipping your toes in, I guess, what's kind of like, but it wasn't crazy. But then halfway through his round, he's like, but I'm going to donate to the cause. And he goes to hand me this money.
Oh,
during his round. No, hold on. It's wild. And I was like, yeah, I'm not taking the money, bro. Just rap. So he's like, he raps her, and he has a bar for A Ward, and A Ward just like roasts him mid round. Like, no, he called A Ward out in the. So anyway, his round I don't think went off the way it went off. It had a couple like all right moments, and I'm gonna get back to why that was important. So my round, I'm not even having the best execution of my round, right? Like I'm literally like I get like 12 bars in, I'm like, and then I like remember something, I get back to it. So this fucking dude starts leaning on me, like weirdly, like leaning, like the weirdest, and because I didn't even notice at first, I'm still rapping, and he's still leaning. I'm like, yo, get the fuck off me. And Quest grabs him because Quest like, yo, we're not doing that. So they're all grabbed up. Now he's a teacher. He had a former student there or something. Some dude was like, 21 or something. So they're in the mesh or whatever. And I'm just like, so again, there's like, it's Marv's there, whatever. I'm like, yo, you out of fucking pocket, bro. I'm like, straight the fuck up. And then I'm like, I'm not rapping no more. You know what I mean? This is weird shit. I said, and you owe me an apology, bro. Fuck that shit, apologize. So at first he like, he's all hyped, like, nah, man, it's rap, man. It's just battle rap. I'm like, fuck that, bro. And 100%. I'm like, don't fucking lean on this weird ass shit. What the fuck are you doing? So then he's like, let me talk to you. I was like, cool. So I was going out. I was like, let's go. So we go out. So he's like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm sorry. I was like, all right, man. It is what it is, man. That's just some weird shit, though, man. You know what I mean? Whatever. So then he hands me the money he went to hand me during the battle. And he's like, this is the second half of your deposit. And I'm like, you're the one paying me? Like, bro,
what?
Check this out. So it's like, man, bro, right? And this is the first time, because I never even want to acknowledge this battle happened after how corny this shit was.
Right.
So I said, So I take the money. We go back inside. It's like Marv and Storm up. And he goes and he's sitting at the bar, like by himself. So I feel bad. I'm like, damn, this dude, you know what I mean? He's paying for this. Fucked up his own opportunity. I don't know why I feel bad. 1,000 times over, I kick myself for this. I go in.
Because you're getting
I'm like,
nicest
bro,
guy.
I'm like, let me buy you a beer, dog. It ain't shit. Fuck it. I get him a beer. He's sitting there. Never forgot. I said, look, this is what you should do. This battle's not a good look. You should take your parts, break them into small snippets, because that's what people are listening to anyway.
Right.
Just be like, I was going crazy or whatever. Never release the battle as a whole because it doesn't look good for you. It looks fucking weird, odd.
Yeah, it looked terrible.
Yeah. I said,
it
just
did.
be like, I was snapping, whatever. He's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't want to be on here rapping because I wasn't able to get through my fucking round. Nothing like that was weird, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be I don't want my name attached to shit like that. He's like, okay, cool. So I want to say I go maybe a week later or something. I talked to Zetro. He's like, I was like, look, Zetro, I don't want that battle coming out. I'm like, contractually, I didn't get through my fucking round.
Yeah, you only got like a minute in, and
yeah,
I'm like freestyle. I mean, you were kind of cooking, but it was mainly like freestyle. It didn't even look like you got to your round yet.
Right. I'm like, and right when I remembered to get into my shit, I'm like, I just don't want that out there. Like I contractually wasn't able to get through my shit. I said, so you know what I mean? Whatever. So he hits me back. He's texting me, and all of a sudden he's real dodgy now. Zetro, who was always like,
yeah, we know about that. We know about that.
He's like, he said he wants the battle to come out. I said, I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck what he says.
Right.
You're who I dealt with. That's your artist. This is weird. I don't want to attach to this. This is bad business. I told him he can put his round out. I don't want any of this extracurricular bullshit. I don't want I don't want it as a reflection on me, Quest, anybody that was there. I was like, you know what I mean? This is fucking weird. So he stops responding to me. The battle comes out. And as soon as I seen Tusabi had said some weird shit like, I got so crazy they had to break character or something, or some fight. And I immediately.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he said, he's like, I got Quest and A-Ward and Real. They were all bugging or something. That's what he
I blocked him on every single platform. I've never been so disappointed in a fucking person, bro. Blocked him on because I tried to actually help him. Be like, yo, bro, this isn't like a look that you want. Boom, boom, boom. And I don't know. So long, I was fucking pissed. Like it took everything in me not to like go back and forth with him or whatever. But I just blocked him and kept it moving. Was like, all right, man, because I'm fucking steaming, but it's not going to do me any good. So then I remember there was an event that I battled on up there. I battled Caswell, and I remember Chilla was like, yo, he said he doesn't want any kind of issues, nothing, blah, blah, blah. He said that Zetro had told him that we said all this goofy fucking weird shit. And I'm like, all right, well, just tell him not to approach me. Tell him not to dap me up. None of that. You know what I mean? Just don't fucking nothing. Like I have nothing to say to dude. And that was the extent of it. Like and so I seen him there and that was fucking it. You know what I mean? But I was fucking, bro, like pissed. Like,
because
and so I honestly, like, since then, like, you guys are the only time I've even really explained the whole story. And I'm like, after this, I probably wouldn't even, I don't even want to explain. Like, to me, the battle didn't even happen kind of shit. But yeah, it was one of the weirdest things I've ever been. And again, I guess, and that, bro, I'm saying that when Daylight damn near took a shit on stage.
Right.
Right.
Got naked on stage.
Like, well, I appreciate that's why I brought it up, because I know you never really spoke on it. And just because I've had dealings with Zetro and the league, and I know it was like shitty. And I battled him after your battle. It was the next battle he had. And so I brought up that whole angle he was talking about. I said, I was like, You bring up the deceased so often, I'm surprised you don't shake them in their sleeping coffins. You bring up my father, you'll get beat unconscious. I'll send you to meet my pops, and you can have a parent-teacher conference, faggot. Like,
that's fire.
Yeah, I had to use it because I'm like, it was just so out of the times I met him. It was so like out of character for him to act like that. So
and
I just thought it was
the
weird.
weirdest thing to me, right? Like I had met him, or I hadn't met him. We had like I guess quote a face off, whatever. He was super cool. He's like, yo, let's have a good battle. Da, da, da. And I knew he had battled somebody and dressed like Trump or something, or
yeah, I was
he
there.
battled like Jesse Regan.
Jesse Regan dressed as Trump. I was there. Yeah, I battled.
Kind of just a funny story. I like so again, and I'll even say this. When he was rapping like this, when he was the shit, he was like the idea he was going with about my dad, like it had some wit to it. I didn't. It wasn't just like fuck your dad. Like he was basically like you could have done this or you. I wouldn't have done it, but I wasn't mad. I'm like all right, like, but I agree with you from our conversation.
I was mad at it.
I didn't love it. I was like, but then the money thing, I was like, okay, now this is weird. Like, and then to come to be like you were faking, like you were gonna make some kind of. It was just again. What happened to him, in my opinion, he's a lower name that instead of just rapping and just being dope, overthought it. Like this is gonna be, I'm gonna have because I think he came out with like a blackboard and he thought it was gonna be this whole presentation. And bro, there was
he thought he was gonna teach you something.
Right. He's like, oh, battle rapper teacher versus battle rap and teacher. Like he thought
thought it, bro. Like it was gonna be some battle rap, amazing kind of like people are gonna talk about it. And bro, unfortunately for him, there was fucking, I shit you not, 13 people in the crowd, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever the case may be.
I think that's more like Zetro and promotion and
and so when I saw Zetro recently out Grind Time and he went to dap me up and I'm like, no, I'm cool, bro. I'm like, I don't fuck with you at all, you know what I mean? And so yeah, man, I really like didn't, because I remember I was fucking living. I remember telling Chill like, yo, I'm on this card. And he was like, yeah, man, look, I talked to dude. He said, you know, he doesn't want like any issues, bro, at all, like whatever. And I'm like, all right, we'll just tell him I don't want to approach him, nothing, like tell him don't approach me, nothing like that. But I guess in the grand scheme of things, I'm fortunate if that's some of the weirdest shit I've ever dealt with. But yeah, it was fucking weird because I didn't like, it was weird. Like he's like, I guess like, oh, he's trying to maintain like a fucking, because I just had like a beat your ass bar or some shit. I'm like, he's trying to maintain, and then I'm like, is he leaning on me? Like it was a weird ass like.
Yeah, it was like his like hat, like someone's hat was like too cool, and he was like wearing sunglasses inside. It was all like, oh, back up or something, and it was like, bro, you just like brought up his dead dad, and we're like getting in his face, like, and it was just so weird. Like I said, it's like not like his usual character. So I don't know if it's like his team, people in his corner, or Zetro was like telling him.
So and I shit you not, like his former student who was there was super cool. He came up, he was like, yo, I don't know what was up. He's like that I apologize. I'm like, yo, you don't gotta apologize. And again, my thought was this, like at the time, I'm like, damn, I feel bad because this is a bad look for him. This is not how this fucking, you know. But so I was trying to tell him. Meanwhile, like that's some shit I'm doing right now, taking snippets of battles, 40 seconds, 30 seconds, TikTok shit. That I was literally just conveying that to him. Like, look, you could still salvage, because I'm like, damn, this dude apparently is the one that's paying me. Fuck it, bro. Like, you could still salvage some of this footage. People make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck you was thinking, but you apologize as a man. I accept your apology. Boom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What the fuck am I gonna do? I can't go back in time and make you rethink your fucking decision. But then, so when he was online talking goofy, I was like, oh fuck, bro. I was like, well, you know. So yeah, bro, it's definitely one of the oddest, but never a representation of that area, bro. Like my times in that area, bro. I have some of my fondest battle rap. I want to say fondest, but like I was like Massachusetts, that whole area up there, almost New England in general, always like I have a lot of, bro. I was in there.
I've seen you have a lot of fun in Massachusetts,
bro. Listen, man, the first time I saw Creedence Clearwater Revival was in Mass, bro. Like,
hell
me
yeah,
and my homie CG pulled up, Bro, I was at the one battle, I want to say in Rhode Island, when they was throwing chairs. It was a fight. Who the fuck was it? Vic and somebody? Or I don't want to start saying names of motherfuckers that wasn't in this fight, but it was a 1-rounder, and somebody, I guess somebody's maybe father had passed or something.
Oh,
And in tragic fashion, and somebody ran with the angle on it, and again, it was a 1-rounder. There was some big crew hype behind both. And there's a cat I'll never forget up that ways. He has, and I'm usually I don't like a lot of crowd gas, but dude has the funniest ad libs ever, bro. Like, oh shit, I forget what the fuck his name is. But anyway, so there was a lot of crowd shit back and forth. And at one
Bangs,
point,
maybe? Bangs?
no,
I know he has some funny ones. But,
this dude is fucking. I can't remember. He's got a couple signature ones, bro. But like,
is he fairly
he's
new
so
or
obnoxious, and he knows it though.
yeah.
Like,
has he
and
been
again,
around a while?
yeah, and again, I don't want to like root for more people to come out the woodwork and be super obnoxious, but this
Right, right.
dude is very fucking funny. When I see him, every time I see him, I'm up that ways. I'll be like, bro, you got the fun. And he knows. He's like, I know, whatever. So I want to say it was like Vic or something, and somebody. It was the same card Chilla battled CJA.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was there. That was in Nashua, New Hampshire. I was there.
Yeah, New Hampshire. There we go.
Yeah, you
that's
battled someone too.
I battled Beretta, yeah. And I don't know.
You battled Beretta Broke. That's right.
Who do you? So I don't know who the one, bro. I can't remember, bro. It's killing me. But
I can't remember.
They battled last, and this motherfucker swung and hit.
There was a fight, yeah.
Yeah, he hit, dude. There was some quick tussling, and somehow they got the other dude out, and the crowd, like, and his crowd kind of out, and they was all waiting for the other dude to come out.
Yeah,
obviously he wasn't really trying to come out at that point, and they was fucking. I mean, they was spitting at the window, throwing. It was crazy. I mean, I was cool. They didn't do shit to me or nothing, but like,
nah.
I mean, it was. But again, bro, like I was up Boston 2 weeks before my dad went to the hospital for good, because that's when I found out 2 weeks before that he had cancer. I found out in an event. I'll never forget. Like 40 was battling somebody.
Oh,
and,
was it the
yeah. No, it wasn't. I don't think it was Massacre. Where 40 was battling was a small. It was almost like a VFW.
Oh, okay. I might have
battling.
missed that one.
Yeah, she might have won round with somebody, but it was like I said, man. I never forget. So like when I was, I stayed a couple days. The one time up there, I went to the motherfucking cheers and everything. And I know it ain't
Hell
the
yeah.
whatever, all that shit, but I had a fucking ball, bro.
Yeah, man.
I had a ball.
Boston's great, bro. Boston's an awesome city. It really
I went to Fenway and fucking.
Hell yeah. My dad, rest in peace. He painted the Green Monster like 12 to 15 times. He used to be a union painter in the 80s.
That's so sick, bro.
Yeah, in the 90s.
That's fucking insanely sick, bro. Like, yeah, it was. I mean, I would go to Boston so much more if it wasn't slightly. I don't want to say it's too long of a drive. I've made the drive, but like it's like 9 hours. So then,
yeah, it's a hike.
Since it's not super duper far, they make the flight insanely overpriced. You know what I mean? Like,
that's fucking bullshit.
The flight is like, you know what I mean? Usually, I'm sure if I booked it on a random fucking Tuesday and came back to, you know, but
yeah.
But Boston's always a good time, bro. And I've heard rumblings, and it would be amazing if King of the Dot does something up there this summer, bro.
I heard something too. I definitely heard something too, and I haven't talked about it because
and it's not enough I haven't heard enough concrete shit.
Exactly.
It's just a whisper in the fucking wind.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, that's an event that needs to come back. But I want to let Seizure and Pablo ask you a couple questions in the chat if they have any. But I have a couple questions for you. But going back to the battle with the Saurus being removed now, with the new YouTube terms of service, are all battles on YouTube like especially the ones from the grind time era and the old King of the Dot era, are those at risk of being removed?
Bro, I have most of my grind, all my grind time shit's up.
I know, but it's like they took that one down. It's like what's them, because like Thesaurus versus Dumbfounded, like that battle.
There's a lot of stop Asian hate shit.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know why. I'm like, because there's other battles where other things are said. Like, and the thing is,
that battle's not even that bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
compared to the battles, like,
because I don't own the footage, I don't know if they put a note. I have no idea what the gripe was. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't own the footage.
Somebody must have like flagged it for something. And
you feel like you got robbed in that battle?
I do.
You know what's funny, bro, is I'll tell you this.
And Thesaurus was my favorite at the time, and you became my favorite right after that.
I'll say the perception that I was robbed certainly helped my battle rap career more than almost anything, right? So it almost
so it's almost like you won the war. But
so like, and then
great
when Mac
battle.
Lethal does the battle afterwards with him, and he's like, you know, you wouldn't be real deal if it wasn't for your friend Mac Lethal or whatever. Like, so it certainly helped my career, I think, better than because I think the battle was close. So I think that
close.
Yeah, so I think that if I beat him, then you have a lot of the source people that are like, wait a minute, and so I think it actually was it ended the perfect way. Like, and I'll give you an example of, I think, so Frack and Diz were many people, a lot of people thought Frack won. Probably helped him more than just beating Diz.
I agree.
Like that probably held more weight. Yeah, than and you know, to be fair, I think a lot of people would believe that battle Frack maybe won it more clear than I would have potentially against the Source. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen that battle, to be fair.
Me too.
But yeah, so no, I again, it was something. I felt good. I felt the Source had some great material. You know what I mean? So it's always going to be, and that's why I'm so bummed that I was like, what the fuck is this?
That's what I'm saying. That for that one specifically, right?
Yeah, you can watch it and change your mind every time you watch it.
It's not like that, like a XI battle or something. Which ironically, I love that battle. It's about time that you and I clash with one another. That randomly pops in my head. Like,
but I'm like, there's other battles. Like, I don't give a shit if they would have like pulled the plug on. But yeah, what are you gonna do, man? I'm sure every battler has had a battle removed or like.
Right.
So again, some of us have been battling so long we just don't know it. For all I know, that battle was removed 2 years before. I haven't watched it in so long. Whatever. I don't even know what the fuck. I think I've stumbled across it. So sucks, man. I'm gonna try this summer to see if I can pull some strings and get a hold of the powers that be. And
we need to get a petition going too.
Sometimes YouTube just fucks shit up, bro. Like sometimes I get copyrighted for my own music and shit, and I'm like, bro, you gotta
that's wild, bro.
Yeah, you got to put the little thing. It happens, bro. They're not perfect. So
now,
what do you think is like your favorite performance from you, or like if you had to pick, like, just this for whatever reason, like, this battle, like whether it was the crowd or just the material you had that you liked more or something, like something. It could be even recently or what. Anyone to himself.
Yeah, it's so tough to say, right? Because so many battles that are perceived as like, oh, this dude went so crazy. Like a lot of it has to do with a perfect storm, right? Like you get a great crowd, you get everything just hits. You know what I'm saying? So my B Magic battle still holds up for sure. That's still a great battle.
I love the soul battle.
I love the soul battle. I was gonna say the soul battle. I'm a huge fan of how that worked out and ended up. Excuse me, and look. I really like the Saint battle.
Yeah.
Small crowd, but I really like the way that that came out. Shit. Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of majority of my favorite ones are probably a little bit more recent. Like I know Vancouver always has good crowds. So my ellipsis battle went off well, and sketch was great. Yeah. The Roan audio, but that was a really good battle.
Right.
Now let me ask you. Good. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that event was that World Domination 4 on the stage or whatever. That the audio was like for a couple battles.
Yeah, that audio was terrible for that event.
I know.
But there's a couple people in the chat that have questions. But I have a question that because nobody really knows what's going on. Maybe they do, but I'm out of the loop, and I know a lot of other people are too, as far as this goes. But what's going on with the King of the Dot championship?
What happened with me, bro, is and I'm gonna be as candid as possible.
Okay, thanks.
So the Chilla, when I first got actually it was Bishop who was the first to really pitch to me like, yo, you should really make a run at this chain thing. And at the time, I think Bishop was like really in the inner workings. And again, I don't know how far he went or I went. And it was like, we're going to be trying to do this and X and Y and Z. So I think I win the chain and then COVID hits, which obviously is by no fault of King of the Dot. But you have COVID and then you have my opportunities to do things outside of King of the Dot are very limited. And Canada was like twice as strict as the US with COVID. So I felt like I feel like I'm missing little opportunities there, little opportunities here. And my third and fourth title defenses were against Sharon and Same. And I remember thinking against Sharon, I remember it came back to the fan vote, and I'm like, man, I really thought I won that a little bit more clear than that. Yeah. And I'm like,
me too.
Again, it is what it is. And I did not, some of the judging systems and whatever, I wasn't crazy about. But then when the Saint battle happened and it was 4-3 again, I'm like, I see some
again, bro. You clear. He had like euphoria bars in 3 different rounds. Like,
and again, I think I'm and this is in no way to shit, but I remember thinking, this is clear. Like this should come back. Maybe he gets a judge. Whatever. They were like 3-3, come down to the. I'm like, man. So in my head, I'm like, the next person I take, if they get through a clean performance, they're gonna win just cause. And they don't even have and again, I'm not trying to make this bad about King, but I'm like, they don't have a clear
contender
right now. So
after
if you look at it, Ward was bouncing around doing his other things, right? Mad Flex was definitely disgruntled, rightfully so, you know what I'm saying, with some of the judging and some of the situations and how well his tournament went and all that, and for the way he went out. So he wasn't, and he made it public, I'm not making a run. So there wasn't anybody that, and I'm like, so whoever I'm gonna have to wait for somebody to be brought up. And if you look at WWE, a lot of people compare it to like wrestling, but let's compare for a second. Like Roman Reigns is long. He can wait for Cody Rhodes to build momentum and do 2-on-2s and brag about the belt, come on every week and get paid into the. For me, I'm like, bro, I have to wait for a whole battler to be like manufactured and when I'm like, I would like to try. I've done 4. I'm like, I've tied Pat. I'm like, I don't. You know what I mean?
I was gonna ask that because like, how many title defenses you have? It has to be up there with Pat, right? You're like,
we tied. Yeah, we tied for the most, and I'm like, at this point, it would be cool to see you guys start a tournament or bring or do something. I don't know what you're gonna do with it, but I'm like, and they was very cool about it. You know what I'm saying? And it was so I was like, look, man, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys decide what you want to do with it. And surrender it basically.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I mean, and it's because and after that, like, I went on to do. And here's the wild thing, like, I think after that, King of the Dot, they threw the pad event and everything, and everyone seemed to be cool again, right? For the most part. But when I had the title, like it wasn't okay for me to go battle on URL. It wasn't okay. You know what I mean? Which
I
I
don't like
get.
it. But I feel like it's just cross promotion to see your champ go somewhere else and beat those. I never.
I thought so too, but I guess they're. I know, like they weren't excited about. Like I remember I battled XL on iBattle. And we had a good battle, like a super dope battle, like XL.
Great.
And afterwards, I think XL just fucking around, like he was like, "Oh, I beat King of the Dot champ." He's like running with it, whatever. And Organic was kind of pissed about it, like, "Yo, man, this is why I don't like when the champ battles, like, like he's running." So I'm like, but I'm like, bro, all right. So I mean, I get it. There's some brand protection and some chain. I get it. I get it. You know, and so. But yeah, then right after that, I always thought what you thought. I thought, especially when King of the Dot was down for COVID,
right?
If I took the belt to their league proudly, like, you know, but now obviously they don't want me on their league screaming King of the Dot till the wheels come off or some shit. But
but you could at least bring the belt and show that.
Yeah,
and
you know,
it'd be like the ECW champ showing up Monday Night Raw with the belt around his head. Like, come on, man.
Especially since you can't battle on King of the Dot at that time.
I felt the same way, man. But it ultimately, you know, it just came to a point after the same battle, and I was like, man, I don't, you know, the judging, I'm trusting less and less, and even like, bro, like, so I battled, and to be fair, you know, he called and apologized and everything about this, but I battled Chilla the first time. Not Chilla. Chilla's the fucking truth. That man can do no wrong. But I battled Chilla, and I remember Organic was scratching his head like, well, how are we gonna come up with another opponent? And I said, well, how about, since it seems to be a lot of split bow, I thought Chilla we could be like, yo, we're gonna run it back. Is that, you know, and I'll play the role of, okay, like we'll run it back again. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I really respected that. You're like, oh yeah, you think it wasn't close enough? Let's do it again.
Let's do it again, right? And then I said, we'll call it the Trilogy, right? He's like, oh, this is dope.
Right.
So he's like, look, we'll get, and this was my idea too, like, yo, we'll have the trailer. You get some motherfuckers from wherever, like, that I know or whatever. They're like, yo, fucking real deal. Why is he battling him again? He already fucking got him up out of here. You have that then you get Chilla, a couple people from wherever, Boston, like, yo, he got real deal. He was robbed the first time. Like, this is bullshit. He even got and then boom, it all comes down to this. Well, one day they put this trailer out. They had nobody for me. They just had 4 people. One was like a former Celtic. It
was that the one Method Man was like talking about, oh, they only voted because he's white or something. It was like, what? That's not even true, right?
A former Celtic. And then it was like, so it comes down. I'm like, this is exactly not at all what I would. This makes it look like I'm obligated to run. Like this, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it makes it look like even you acknowledge that he got robbed. And
I've never
that's dirty,
seen
bro.
such a fumble, bro. So Gannick hits me up. He's like, bro, I'm so sorry. Like, they put it out. I didn't, whatever. And I was like, bro, like, this is terrible. Like, and then I'm like, might as well leave it up. And then they took it down. And I'm like,
that's almost even worse if you put it up and then take it down.
Like, I'm getting like, bro, I'm like, oh my God, bro. Like, it's like I'm giving you, you know, this whole square pegs and round hole shit, bro. What are we fucking doing? Like, so. Yeah, I mean, but again, I that was a good battle out in Cali, and but yeah, ultimately that's what it is. I did the battle up there with Loso. That was awesome. Definitely would love to get back on. You know, those are still my brothers up there, man, my people, and yeah, man, who knows, man. I'm excited to see what they do with it. You know what I mean? I still got the belts for promotional purposes and shit. You know what I mean? Something for the man cave.
Hell yeah, there you go. There you go. You gotta keep that shit.
So, but were you getting like smack calls during that time? You had to like they're not letting you go over there because I'm sure people wonder like, yo, when's he gonna be back on Smack? And it was basically because you were champ of KOTD, they were like not trying to have that. Like, were you getting calls to be on Smack?
So I gotten hitting up a couple times. It wasn't like it, it wasn't nothing crazy. I remember I definitely reached out to Organic. I can't remember the battle or whatever. He was like, yeah, and I understood that there was some some ideas at the time. I just because Matt, you're the guy, I am gonna tell you this because I can't stay too much longer, but I am gonna give you this fucking nugget.
I appreciate you. Nice. Thank you.
I'm not gonna tell you who said it, and I'm not gonna tell you how it came to me, but there certainly was at one time somebody had said to somebody that went down the chain that passed the bug in my ear that if I were to bring the King of the Dot title on URL and do like an NWO spray paint with URL, like that there were the motherfuckers was like someone said that they would throw you some bread for that. Now I don't know. So
Damn.
Now, of course I couldn't do it, right?
No, of course not. Of course.
Can you imagine, right?
Oh, the mayhem. Yeah,
my guy, like if I just showed up and did with the fucking like almost how the Jimi Hendrix fucking music hitting and did the fucking, which my first thing is like I would never do it, fucking PH and Bender on this belt. Like
right.
But it was hilarious because they, how people equate battle rap to wrestling. And so again,
yeah, it'd be like with Bret Hart throwing the title in the trash.
Right. So it definitely went down a couple people the chain, and then I somebody was like, hey man, there's an idea bubbling that if you were to do something like that, I'm like, wow, I'm like, nah. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, those are like
that's
fucking
crazy.
And thank God I know. I mean, again, from all I heard, this is somebody fucking could have came up with this idea in their basement and told so and so that got it to a credible source that got it to another, whatever.
True.
But it would have fucked me over in the long run because they're cool now. They're all cool, right? And I'm sure at this point we're gonna be like, nah, that dude not cool. But
like, and you would have regretted it, like just because.
It isn't who I am. But I won't lie to you. As a diehard, lifelong wrestling, if I want to say
right,
I've taken some vacations. The plot twist.
Yeah, the heel turn. Like,
the heel turn.
That would have been fucking wild. You would have had everybody fucking
pretty fucking would have been pretty fun. Like I would have instantly gone from this guy, that Matt talks about, like, oh, and I'd like to, I appreciate that. Oh, Dill will have a beer with you. He's real cool. Like, what a fucking dickhead.
Right.
That would have been, right.
That would have been so unexpected, right? That's
crazy. Like, cause I remember watching when Hogan turned at Bash at the Beach, and I was like,
right. I remember that.
I was like, "What is life, bro?"
Right? Yeah, those moments stick with you as diehard fans and shit. Like, bro.
Yeah. I just saw somebody say earlier, like, what moment would you take away from wrestling? Hogan turning and forming the NWO, or Stone Cold the Austin 3? I think Hogan. I would take the Austin.
Yeah, me too.
I'd take it. I mean, don't get me. Obviously, Austin incredible, blah blah blah. But that was just, bro. I remember like. Those are the moments where you could be like, I don't care, wrestling's fake. I'm emotionally moved by this right now.
Right.
Before I dip out though, I'll definitely take a couple more questions. My bad, bro.
No, that's all good. I just want to ask a couple questions from the chat just because they asked. But so actually got a really good one from Jack Action. It was any good like memories from early on in your career. What are some of your earliest memories of your first few battles, like street corners, barbershops, lunch tables, or even just regular battles?
I got a couple good ones. I had So again, I was doing battles in Pittsburgh, and they had this competition called rhyme calisthenics, and it was like a wheel, and then you spun it, and whatever it landed on, you would do. So like it'd be me, Mac Miller, and like a bunch of Pittsburgh MCs, and you know what I mean. I'd always turn everything into a battle, right? Because everybody likes to watch a battle, so it'd be like spoken word or whatever. So those were some great times at the Shadow Lounge. Like Mac was in there freestyling, rapping, battling, and shit. But I always like to remember the fucking nuttiest shit, right? So one of my earliest, there was a radio station called Whammo, and they were hosting a rap battle. So I go out, and there's like nobody. There's like $5 to sign up. Sign up, boom. And there's my name's on the list, and there's this other name on the list. So I'm like, what the fuck, man? So I'm like, I'm standing outside. I'm just talking to this dude. It's me, and my homie, and this dude in a wheelchair. And I think he has like, I don't know if he had something else too, like going on with him, but he's just shooting shit. Like, yeah, I love rap. Da da da. I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I'm hoping to see what happens here. So they end up like, all right, we're gonna start this battle. I'm like, where are all the MCs at? So they're like, in this corner we got Real Deal. And I'm like, all right. And they're like, in this corner we got Wheels. I'm like, wait, I'm battling the dude in the wheelchair. So now again, not only is he in a wheelchair, but he's definitely, he's not all up to speed or whatever. I don't know.
Not all up to
speed. So I got
speed.
two options here, right? One is I chill out, and then this dude gets overhyped on everything, and I lose. Now I don't know how many other MCs. I don't know what the pot is, and the other is just go crazy. So I go crazy on this dude in the wheelchair, right? I'm like, I'm cutting into this dude, like, and because I'm just trying to be mean, like,
yeah, you have
beat
to.
him. And we were the only two motherfuckers that signed up, so they gave me my $5 back and his $5. I felt bad, gave him his $5 back. He was awesome afterwards. He was like, oh, that was great, man. But I'm feeling like a complete fucking dickhead. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll give you one more. And these are the weird ones I remember. I'm doing a Scribble Jam prelim in Cleveland, and Tut was hosting it. Tut was like really big freestyle in Cleveland at that time.
Yeah.
And again, I'm just like an idiot. I go in with Steeler shit on, just because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be the villain. I'm gonna be the villain, whatever.
I do the same.
And so I'm battling this dude in the second round or something. And he's a Native American dude. Like he's got the shit twisted all the way back. And at the time,
like manic.
Like, yeah. At the time, obviously battle rap times were different. So that's the only thing I had to go on. So as soon as they hit the beat, I'm talking about reservations and whiskey and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and all kinds of shit. And so I beat him. And, people are dapping me up and, oh, great work. That was incredible. I'm like, oh, thanks. It was definitely one of my better freestyle. And all of a sudden I see a hand come out and I shake it. It's a girl's hand. I look up and she's like Native as well. She was like, you did really well. And I was like, thank you. She's like, but you're a fucking racist. And then pulls her hand back and walks away.
Wow.
And I was just like,
wow, that's crazy. Well, at least she gave you your flowers.
Yeah, right. And I was like, but I mean, because I was so caught up in like everybody else, like, yeah, I appreciate it. Da, da, da. And then as shit, I just see a hand come out. I'm like, oh, thank you. And I look up and she was just like,
you see her just with a single tear.
Oh, yeah. She said, just really fucking cut into me. So yeah, that shit was
that's crazy. That's a crazy fucking story. I love hearing old battle rap stories. We had Lush on here not too long ago, and he was telling us old school battle rap stories.
That man,
I love that shit.
Yeah,
he's encyclopedia.
I was gonna say, bro, he's every era, bro. Like that dude.
Yeah, but you've got a lot of fucking stories and a lot of experience in this shit, and you've been
Franco wigging out. I was at the Scribble Jam that Franco wigged the fuck out.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Franco was like he was like my favorite at one point as far as the freestyle battles go.
He battled this dude Storyville in 08. And
yeah, okay.
So 08 was, and I bring this up every interview, right when I knew freestyle battling was dead. We're on the side of the stage and people were like, yo, I got a whole round if I battle this dude, boom, boom, boom. I said, oh, this don't sound like freestyling anymore, you know? And don't get me wrong, by then I think I had like a couple little pre-dips in my head, you know what I mean? But I'm like, oh, motherfuckers, they got whole rounds. Like, because MySpace had put out who won each prelim.
Right.
Damn. So Franco is so traditional. This motherfucker just for real freestyles. He just gets up and raps and freestyles. And so he this dude, Storyville, had like what sounded like some shit he probably had. And he beats Franco clear. And Franco, you know, everyone's standing around. Franco comes up to me. He goes, hey, man. He's like, good shit. And he goes to shake his hand. He's like, but you'll never be fucking better than me ever again in your fucking life. Or something, just because Franco could do off-brand shit like that. They said, I'd never met him. So when I saw him there, I was like, what the fuck? Like, because I've seen him the year before, and he had beat the Source the year before, and I think he got like they robbed him of a round or something in the finals. But yeah, so I was like, what the fuck? Someone just asked, I seen that popped up about the nun round.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that back up. That was the I don't want to keep you too much longer because I know you gotta go. But this was the last question I wanted to ask from the chat because Major's a huge supporter of the channel, so I wanted to make sure I asked this question. And this is a good topic, but you don't have to answer it if you don't want. You know, it's up to you.
No. So I'm assuming he's talking about the round where he
Smack.
Oh, okay. I actually liked that round. I didn't mind that round at all. It wasn't addressed to me, but sometimes that you don't have to do that. I like that round.
Like your mental health.
I wasn't the part I probably wasn't is like caught more love than probably shouldn't have was when he was like talking about transgender shooting up schools. I was like, this is out of my pay grade. But you know what I mean? But again, you know, it is what it is. I actually did like the nun round. I liked that, and I thought it was set up well. And I know that Smack, I feel like, was upset about it afterwards. But you have to understand what Smack should. You're going to be the face. You're not, everything's not always gonna be great for you. Like you're not always like Smack, always gonna receive all these benefits. People, they can't come at Beasley and Chico and whatever. So they're gonna direct that at you, but I don't think it had anything personally with Smack. But I thought it was well coming out.
Yeah. Now, what about they're wondering Adept? Well, I guess this is what Major actually meant was and Adept brought it up. What do you think about teachers promoting the LGBTQ to children?
So, there's a lot to unpack.
Right.
I know.
Before you leave,
I should ask that first.
I will say this. Nun's approach to it wasn't the best. It was very lazy. Like I remember he went like he equated the transgenders to when a tranny shoot. I remember he said something, and Nun is my dog. Like, so I don't want to sound like that's my guy. That's a great fucking guy. But like I remember it was something about trannies shooting up schools or whatever, and I was like, this is
right.
You've taken
I forgot that was against you. I forgot that it was against you. Holy shit.
So yeah, it wasn't my favorite angle that caught fire, right? You know what I mean? Because it's like you're combining one school issue, which is school shootings, and another school issue, which is potentially children being exposed to too much sexuality.
Right.
And then you're combined like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that, then you're acting like they're the same or they're in the same fucking. And so it's almost like you have this tranny Rambo figure kid walking and spraying shit up. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Not to say that sounds tasteless, but you go what I'm saying? Like you just somehow thrown a bunch of shit off the canvas. I think he could have done it more creatively. Now, keep in mind, I always feel this way though when people, not even just that, right? I've been hit with super profound teacher angles where they're like, you're not educating the kids to be businessmen and do this. I'm a fucking gym teacher, bro. Like,
Right.
what the fuck you want me to do? Do you want me to stop them in the middle of dodgeball and explain how they shouldn't go into debt later in life and what the fuck? Like,
let's
school them
go.
on
You know what I'm
economics
saying? Like,
during dodgeball.
right? Like, hold on, let's stop this full court basketball game that you've been waiting 7 periods to get into because you got to
Yeah,
sit in a fucking
facts.
desk all game, all year,
All
all week,
day.
all
Yeah.
day because you're fucking 9 years old and you have your energy's through the roof and they let you 45 minutes in gym. Let me stop and tell you why the fucking right should be doing this and the left should be doing this and we should be and we should bring prayer back in schools. It's like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
When I
Like,
hear people say that against you, I'm like, bro, he's a
I'm like,
fucking gym teacher. Like,
that's
what
why I
the
like, for example, I love XL when he goes, and we ain't climbing that fucking rope. Your bitch ass do it. That's funny to me. Like, that's
Right.
applicable. Like, and I'm not saying that just because I teach gym, anything school related should only be to gym. You know what I mean? But
Right.
but yeah, that angle to me, I was just like, he was like somebody. He was loosely saying tranny. Again, I'm not fucking offended, but I'm like, I get what he was thinking because I know None is very. I feel like he's Christ centered now. So not to say that but I feel like maybe he's like
He's a
there's some.
passionate person.
So maybe there's some things going on in the schools, and again, and there's some platforms that I'd be prone to agree with them on some things, but the idea that there's an epidemic of transgender shooting up schools, which kind of seemed like I was like, oh, this is kind of lazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
the way he did it, right.
right, but I mean, it was an idea that maybe had some like I like
Maybe he wasn't the person to execute that.
Sketch had a really funny thing where we was fresh off of them talking about arming teachers, and then he was talking about like that was funny, like shit like that, like you know what I mean. But no, it wasn't. I liked his smack round. I wasn't mad at, even though it didn't address me. I wasn't really mad at it at all. I thought it
Right.
was, he had something to get off his chest. He used that platform. It was risky. I thought it was dope.
Yeah, I thought it was dope too. Adept said there's actually been 3 trans school shooters. I know, actually.
3. So
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean the
I
sad
knew about
thing
1.
is how many school shooters there have been now to this day, right? So I don't know how many 3 are out of, and obviously any, but I feel like then you start breaking the demographics of school shooters down. So do we put like, you know what I mean? It's a I don't know. I think 3 is definitely. I didn't know there was 3, but I don't know how
Yeah,
many
I didn't
school
either.
shooters there have been since school shootings are recorded, right?
Right, true.
So
True.
it would be, I mean, it would be something to dive into. But again, even at that, even if the idea is there's a rise in transgender school shooters, I teach elementary school fucking gym. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so unless you're insinuating it's going to trickle down, and I don't know, it wasn't my favorite round of his, and I like
Right.
None a lot. I think Nunn's
Yeah, he's
dope, and
talented.
I think it's really
Yeah,
good.
'cause
Some of it's
it's like
funny, but
middle schools aren't getting shot up. Usually, it's like high schools and stuff. Unless, like
and
I
not
know.
to say that, right,
Yeah.
not to say that fucking dude, America's it's the Wild West in the worst way. Like, who the fuck is to say that an elementary school kid doesn't come in someday or whatever
Right.
the fuck? And again, I don't know the details of the transgender people that shot up the school, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I feel like it's just more mental illness, like in
It's
general,
definitely
I
some
suppose.
things. It's definitely some things to navigate and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Because, but it was odd to stand in stand in front of it, I was like, oh shit, where is this going? I was like,
right,
you know what I mean? Because I'm just thinking like,
you didn't expect that shit.
Yeah. But
or like he thought his round against Real Deal was gonna like go viral and be like politicians were gonna see that and like, yeah,
well, the smart thing is, bro.
Round.
Well, here's the thing. The smart approach to that is there are groups of people that are like, yo, I'm tired of this sexuality shit getting pushed in our face, in our kids' face. And I get it. So what you do is you might alienate yourself against half the room to speak to half the room, you know? And again, I get it. I totally get it. Like that's an effective approach, right? Because if you're just pandering to everybody, then you're not everybody's gonna fuck. You know, people are gonna kind of see through that. But when you're like, I'm gonna take a stern stance, like, so I'm sure, you know, hardcore Democrats or whatever would not have been a fan of that round or whatever. But I definitely think. And again, I'm not going to go too far down, but there are some things that I've seen in the school district that I'm not crazy about. You know, not my own personally, currently, but you know, some of these stories that I see that pop up. Do I also think the media plays it like this happens everywhere and this and of course, right? That's what they do with us. But so there is definitely some outrage into a lot of shit. And I'll just say that I thought it could have been maybe crafted a little cleaner if that's what if he was going to take, I guess, full you know, villain role on like, you know, whatever. I just thought he could have been a little cleaner in it. But you know, because again, I don't know. I can't even believe I'm speaking on this at this length. It's funny. I don't even know the correlation of why the transgender people shot up the school. Were they saying that they were just angry or like that's what I'm saying. So I find myself, I'm just hitting this light, but I find myself halfway through his round as curious as the American people that he's speaking for. Like, why are these trans people shit up?
Yeah,
like,
facts.
You know
like,
what I mean?
What is your reasoning? I agree 100%.
Like, are you saying that they're more
and
likely
and he and Adept also made a good point that Nun round probably would have went viral if it dropped on YouTube.
Well, that or if he executed it better, like he was saying. Like, but YouTube battle, YouTube drops is a whole other thing too.
I'll probably agree with just the first off alone because I think anything that garners the equal amount of hate as it does is going to go viral. So it'll get equal hate, equal love, and it'll blow up. You know what I mean? So you see it all the time, right? Like you've seen it recently with the kicker from fucking the Chiefs. And you will see like a Republican or some shit or someone from that side make the dumbass like something Colin Kaepernick, Harrison. You're like, what the fuck do those two have in common? But by them saying such a bold, wild take, you'll see a lot of people like, you're right. And you'll see people like, what the fuck are you? So it garners that attention. So
polarizing. So
that's that. There we go. But I mean, he would have had some people that certainly rode with him on it. I mean, it would have got people thinking. It would definitely got people talking. But personally, no, I was not. And for my reasons that I spoke on, it wasn't my favorite round. Construct. I just thought it could have been a little cleaner in what he was trying to convey.
Okay. Now I know you gotta go. But I just want to say that you know anybody who's watching this, hit up Real Deal, and he'll tell you before he leaves where you can hit him up. Purchase his merch. All the proceeds go towards fighting the statute of limitations for medical malpractice, because it's only 2 years and that's absolutely ridiculous. It needs to be changed. So you know if he wants to speak a little more on that, he can. But I just want to say, you know, as far as a fan, I've been watching Real Deal since 2009 or 2008 maybe even, and I am a huge fan, and I genuinely listen to his music on a daily basis. So he's in my playlist every day on my way to work while I'm driving in my truck working. So you know, I just want to thank him for giving me all this entertainment and all this great music to listen to that I relate to, you know, that helps get me through my day, you know what I mean?
Man, listen, I appreciate you, bro. Definitely, man. If this summer, if I make it up to Boston, man, we got to pull up on a fucking Red Sox game or something, man. That's a must.
Absolutely. On me. On me.
That's a must, my dog.
That's a must.
Yeah, man, like listen, man, you can reach out to me on any platform, Instagram, Twitter, all of that. I really, really, man, want to make a strong push to get these signatures up to 10,000 by the time the summer hits. I got a book that is 125 pages in. I'm trying to get it to 200. Every time I sit down with it, you got to mentally kind of prep yourself to kind of go back to that space. But I want to finish that by the summer. I'm working on. I got the Statute Volume 2. I'm trying to drop it by the end of summer. I got some nutty ass features on it, bro. I got Apathy's on it.
Shit.
Bubba Sparks is on it. Like I got dog word, bro.
Yo, I'm excited.
I'm so excited about this project, man. Like
the Statute one is fucking, bro. To me, it's your best album since your first. Like,
I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I'm really, like I said, I'm really loving the direction of this album. I'm probably about 14, and you have been such an awesome supporter and shit. So every album I do almost 70 minutes. Like I'll never shortchange somebody, and probably that's why I'll never get a fucking 5 mic or 5-star review, because I'm like, yo, this is a long ass album.
Right. I'm like, every song's dope. Every song.
Like, someone might fuck with track 15, and why not put it on there if I got it out there? So,
and that's true too.
I'm probably 60 to 65% through it. My niece designed the cover again. So yeah, man. Listen,
I got you, Adept. I'm gonna post.
I'm really gonna be. So the petition, linked in all of my bios.
There you go.
Yep. So it's free, bro. Like, so if they ask you, if they're like, yo, if you want to donate, like, you do not have to fucking give them a dime, a dollar. I don't want to say them like they're a bad entity or whatever. Apparently they do expose it to more people. You do not have to pay them anything though.
Yeah. I've posted it before, but Adept.
Yeah, we both signed it. We both posted it. So I'm gonna have to post it again, because that was like maybe 6 months ago.
Well, my goal, so I've been trying to reach out to senators and such, and bro, like even my local fucking mayor, I've been like 7 different exchanges with the office. They're like, oh, he should be back with you. It's like, yo, people, I'm so what's tough.
Adept will get you a lot of signatures, I guarantee it.
What's tough about the teaching part is it takes so much of my day, bro. So like, even to jump on the horn with you guys, man, I got back at like 4:30. I was so fucking tired, bro. I ate, fell out for like an hour and a half, and now, so like, by the time I try to hit the gym, stay in some kind of shape, but the summer hits.
You losing?
Man, my bad. I know I fell out. My son was calling. So when the summer hits is when I'm able to really, really push it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Are you guys there?
Because yeah. Can you hear me?
Does this every time to me, bro? Like,
can you hear me? You might have to go out and come back in.
Ah, shit.
Or he can just dip out. I mean, he's pretty much.
He knows what he has to do.
But yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely appreciate it. Anyone who's watching this, definitely, hit that petition for a good cause.
I've known Real Deal for a long time, man. Definitely, he's definitely a good dude. And if there's somebody that you're gonna do something for, this dude has been through a lot. He's too familiar with the word loss, and he's lost the majority of his family. And please, share that petition and sign it. You can find it anywhere. On any of his social medias, but I'm gonna
post it on the community tab.
I'm gonna post it on my community tab right after this either way. But I'm sure Adept has already gone to one of Real Deal pages and found it. So
Sorry, Steve. I know they're supposed to be the guest this episode. Yeah, I'll definitely probably pull you back up on another episode too.
I know, bro. I'm sorry, man.
We had to, you get Real Deal for an hour. You gotta take advantage of it. I didn't even know he was gonna be pulling up this long.
Yeah, and honestly, I thought it was only gonna be like a half hour tops, But we'll definitely get you back up here. Next week we got Pablo Picante, and then the following week we got Rap Ref coming up. Salute DNA Tooth in the building. I don't know if Real Deal's gonna come back up.
Yeah, I mean, either way,
we were kind of at the end of it anyway.
Right. He kept saying, "Oh, I gotta dip out." So.
Yeah. And honestly, I've interviewed him like 4 times, and every time I've interviewed him, it's gone like over 3 hours. So shout out to him, man. And like you heard him say, like, Matt, because you're my homie, I'll tell you this, because like,
yeah, TJ, we can do that. We can do that for the end of the show if you want. Bro, what you know about?
I don't know. I don't know because we only got 27 minutes left, and I got an early day tomorrow, so I gotta definitely end this at 9 o'clock. So, but definitely, it's Pablo Picante next week. So actually, Seizure, we could bring you up. Thank you, Bruce. Seizure, we could actually bring you up for like the last hour with Pablo Picante up there, and we could do that.
I mean, maybe we could do another live sometime this week or something.
Yeah, or we can do a live one day this week. But yo, I appreciate y'all pulling up, man. Look, man, I literally just hit up Real Deal, said, "Hey, would you mind coming on our show?" And he was like, absolutely. So
yeah, I know. See, I know. Like at first, we were like, "Oh, should we?" Because I felt like it's because we were all running a little late. So we're like, "Oh, maybe break down this card." That it's like, man, we should have just started off with that. But I did like the conversation we were having about, rhymes.
The conversation was great, and I'll tell you the reason we didn't start off with that, Seizure, is because I didn't know what time Real Deal was going to be coming up. And then
the thing is,
once said I'll be up at 7, and that's when I was like, "Oh, okay,
yeah."
And
the thing is, once you start with that, it's not easy to be like, "Okay, we're done now."
Right? It's not easy.
Keep going, and all of a sudden, it's like, "Fuck, we did the whole show just fucking," you know what I mean? So
yeah. Hey, Adept, I appreciate you posting and sharing the petition, brother. Do you need me to post it on my community tab, or did you find it? Just let me know either way, and I'll post it on my community tab right after this shit's over.
No, I'm definitely glad he because when I battled in Homegrown and shit, and I battled Tusabe, so I obviously watched that battle to prep for it. So I'm glad he took, because I know he never really talked about that shit, and I was like always curious, but like I
had that as a question too. I was gonna ask that, but I'm glad you asked that, because it was more relevant to you.
Right. And it's just like the way it cuts out so weird. Like I heard Tusabe's side of it kind of, but I'm like, I want to hear
word.
Both sides of what the fuck happened there.
Yeah, man, for sure. And yeah, I'm glad, I got to ask him about the King of the Dot belt. I'm glad that we got to ask him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask him too. Because in my mind, I'm like, how many title defenses did he have? I'm like, I knew he had to be up there. Right? That's crazy, bro.
It's crazy because Pat had the longest. Like nobody had more than 2
title
defenses, or actually, it might even have been 1. No, I think one person had 2 title defenses. But then I think it might have been Roan, and then
oh Pat, because he beat. Well, no, because Roan got it, then beat Ilmac, and then lost it to. Was Caustic a title match? Him and Caustic?
Yeah, Caustic and.
Oh, okay, so he beat him and then lost the head. Okay.
Yeah. I gotta rewind. I was wondering what the fuck happened in that battle. Which battle?
The Tusabe battle.
Oh yeah.
He goes into great length about that because.
Yeah, he goes into great length about it, and actually, he like, I think that's when he says, like, I'll say this, I'll tell you this, Matt, because like I don't, because I know you, but like that I didn't think he was gonna go that into detail about
that.
Yeah,
how many did Head Ice have? I don't think it was many because he won versus Roan.
Head Ice beat Roan. Head Ice had 3, I believe.
I know he lost it to Chilla in London or something. Yeah, who else did he even bat? Oh, Cortez. He beat Cortez, right?
Cortez. So, the Roan, he got it from Roan.
From Roan.
So Cortez is 1 title defense.
Yeah, and then he lost it to Chilla. How did he?
I swear he had like, you know what? He did only have 1 title defense. The other,
the other battle he had,
the other battle he had was Nems.
Nems, yeah. So that's what I thought. To say he didn't have that many title defenses.
He had it for a while. He just.
I felt like because they wanted him to have it, so they weren't really trying to book him.
Yes, and you know what? You know what? Now that I think of it, I know for a fact he only has 2 chains. So, because I've seen him in recent interviews with the 2 chains. Well, when you hear what Real Deal says, I mean you're your own man, and everybody's their own man and has their own opinion on people, but Real Deal.
I don't have an issue with him. I battled him. And like I don't have an issue with him now,
don't know,
but like I met him a couple times, and like he was definitely cool the first time I met him, and then when we were booked to battle, he was like it got a little weird, and then after we battled, he was like cool again. So I don't know, that's the most I've seen him like act weird. Was the Real Deal shit? It just seemed like out of character for him, but I don't know if that's his team in his ear, people, or it was like Zetro, the league owner, was like telling him, because we know for a fact he's done this. Like he'll say one thing to one person and then tell the other person something that's like not even true. It's like, bro, that didn't even happen. But he's like running around telling different. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if like he was telling Tusabe like, oh, Real Deal said this or that, and like I have no idea. But
yeah. That
was dope, though. That was dope.
That's what I love about interviewing Real Deal, and that's why I interviewed him so many times, is because there's always a lot to ask him. Because I'll tell you what, when I watch people interview him, they ask him the most basic dumbass questions, and I'm like, ask him this, and I always have these great questions to ask, and so
I know that's why I like almost didn't even want to ask like, oh, do you have like a favorite battle? Like I didn't, but it's like I had a specific like battle I wanted to talk about, so I pretty much figured he was gonna bring it up when I said that. But
nah,
yeah, bro. And I 100% agree with him saying like I felt like when he got the title, I don't know if it was the fact that like the first Chilla match was close, but I felt like after that, even battles like he was clearly winning. People, the judges and the chat, people like he got robbed, Sharon got robbed, Saint got robbed, and I'm like, what battles are y'all watching? Like, I don't know, man. It just seemed like people like wanted him to lose because they felt like he didn't beat Chilla the first time. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
But to me, I'm like, bro, those are some of
second time too, though.
But those were some of his like best performances, like the pockets he was getting into. The like,
when Real Deal said fucking, he said, "I got more than a feeling. Boston rocks more with me."
Yeah,
Boston is a rock band that has a hit called "More Than a Feeling." Like that shit was insane to me.
But he does that. That's like it's like bar after. He gets into this certain pocket, right? And he's done it pretty much in all the title matches. Like, and the Chilla, it was the oh, me and Dog got a history. Wishbone. This shit's about to get fucking gym clothes ugly. Something. And then he's like, I take a bottle of Vladimir in this battle here and Klitschko, buddy. Like, and in the Saint one, it was like, I'll turn the shit Beirut volatile. Turn St. Jude to St. Jude's Hospital. Like, he gets on this pocket that's like every time, and he's done it like in all the battles.
Boston, and I think Real Deal beat him both times. And I was standing front, like I was right behind Real Deal during Real Deal and
yeah, I like Chilla. Like you said, yeah, we're from Boston, fans of
and
Chilla.
He went crazy that battle, but
I mean, they're good battles. It's close, but I wouldn't say like, oh, this person got robbed. Maybe the first one was closer. The second one, I felt like was not close. I feel like Real Deal clearly won that battle.
Well, the second one, I'll say this: in the building, it was close because I was like, the third round could go either way because people might think of Real Deal's third round, be like, yeah, but that's not really battle rap. So, but what I will say about that is like, I wanted Real Deal to win so fucking badly because, like he said, his father was in the hospital and he died 5 days later, and like he got to go show his father couldn't really see it or didn't really know what he didn't know if his dad could even hear him or like hear what he was saying, but he went to him and he's like, look, I want, like, he showed him the chain, like you know, like that's fucking, man, Real Deal's a real one, and that's why I'll continue to support him. I have so much merch, and that Nashua, New Hampshire event that I was talking about, I seen him there. I bought a beanie from him there. I just bought.
I remember when we were at, what was it, Mass 3? He was like walking around with a box full of CDs and shit.
Hustling, bro.
Working man's MC. Yeah, I respect that type of shit, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know who they would have like had him battle after that, because like, I mean, like he brought up the like, contenders, like
at the same time Chilla was going into a Euro contract, right?
Right.
So wait, that makes you wonder, like was it scripted for Real Deal to win because Chilla couldn't win because he was going into a contract anyway? I don't know. We should have asked Real Deal when he was up here, but but no, shout out to Real Deal though, because that was a lot more than I thought it was gonna be. I honestly thought he was just gonna pop up here. I was gonna ask him like about the King of the Dot title and just a couple more questions and make sure I mentioned the Justice for Charlie thing and the petition, and that was it. Like, but he chose to rock with us for a while, and that was fucking dope, and I appreciate him for it. And thank y'all, man. I know I see y'all appreciated it. And I hope y'all enjoyed the thank you, Major. Thank you, brother. Yeah, man. I'm gonna try to do everything I can to make every episode of Unscripted Logic great, you know. And some episodes it's gonna be just me and Pablo fucking around talking about random shit, but other times it's gonna be, you know, and yeah, I could have put Real Deal in the title before before it started. I know more people would have been in here, but that's not my goal.
Yeah,
I like the
people that rock with us. If you rock with us and you watch it, like, you know, we want to surprise, like, you know, you don't expect to come, and we're not trying to be like clickbaity or fucking, you know, we're not out just reviews. If people that don't normally rock with us, all of a sudden you want to watch because Real Deal's here, like, I get it, but that's not what we were trying to do. So
right. It was a surprise for the people who watch every Monday or watch at all. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like a hey, surprise guest. You know, I didn't want to. Yeah, Pablo said it perfectly. So, but yeah, man, and we're gonna have more guests like that. You know what I mean? We'll definitely have Real Deal back in the future too. But we have tons of guests coming up. But next week, man, we have Pablo Picante, and we're definitely gonna bring Seizure up as well at the end. And it's gonna be a dope show. So I mean, on that note, I feel like we should kind of end it. Do you have anything you want to talk about before we get out of here? Hold on, Jack said, did you see that news article about Christ's wife's? Oh my god! Oh my god! Christ's wife's stretch marks apparently her stomach acid the Guinness World Record for the most disgusting. I did not see that article.
No, I guess just say if a depth's
yeah, nah, we'll do it. Yeah, Seizure, we'll do it on a different on a completely different like live. Not we don't have to make it an Unscripted Logic, but we'll definitely get you on an Unscripted Logic soon. But yeah, on that note, Pablo, do you got anything else?
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, so I don't know if Adep's still in here, but I mentioned earlier, like I think for the July 12th, I just feel like it's not time-wise, like the date, I just feel like I'm more than likely probably gonna have to sit that card out just because of all the other shit I got going on, but definitely August, September-ish, I'm gonna definitely be back outside. I don't know if it's gonna be the team shit or whatever other battle, but yeah, just with all the other stuff we got with the guests, the music, the video, like I definitely think July might be just a little too early. So I think I gotta sit that card out. Hopefully that opponent can get someone else fired to battle, and you'll see me back in the ring maybe August, September, 100%.
Word.
Yeah, we're working on an album. I gotta get this album done.
We're working on an album, and we have a few concerts.
Yeah,
in that time, and
it's
then
just gonna be a little too hectic. Like if it was a little later in July, maybe. And I was like even thinking about it, maybe one round, but then it's just too much. It's too much all at once. I feel like I'm like, let me focus on the album, get that, shoot the music video, have stuff to promote when I come back. When I jump back in the ring, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. There you go too. That's like a big thing.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but I was like, could I get it done by? But then it's just too much pressure to try to squeeze all the shit in at once.
But yeah, what I do want to say is I don't know why Seizure gave it away, but yeah, we were gonna start doing bar pong like often on the Unscripted Logic episodes and on random lives, and we were gonna do it, and then all of a sudden Seizure just starts. No one even asked, and then Seizure just says it in the fucking chat. But it's all good, Seizure.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, so
yeah, I mean, me and Seizure, we're definitely gonna battle at some point. It's just
yeah.
It's just the timing.
That's got to be a 3-round, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, okay. I was like, oh, maybe a 1-rounder, but for that battle, I just feel like I feel like that has to be a 3-round battle, especially because he's a rebuttaler. Like, like I feel like if we're gonna do it, we might as well do 3 rounds. That's how I feel about
it. Yeah. But when Pablo does come back in August, September, right. It's gonna be. He's gonna have tons of shit to promote, videos, songs, a whole album, an EP with the band. Like there's like
I don't think people understand how much that's what I'm saying. It's not just like, oh, I want to do some music. Like it's like a couple songs. It's like, the amount of shit is gonna be insane. Like,
and also we have concerts to go to and concerts to perform. So like that we're gonna be doing.
Right, that's what I'm saying, and that's just like artist wise. I'm talking about my personal life and all the other shit.
Yeah, and then work and yeah.
So I'm like, it's a lot to juggle already. And that's why I just feel like I'm like, oh well, maybe I could, just throw a round together. But I'm like, I don't want to do that to the opponent or the fans. Like if I'm gonna come back, I gotta be locked in. Which I know I'm not gonna be fully locked. I'm gonna be so focused on.
Well, Depp said the tournament's still happening in late August.
That's something I'm definitely interested. I'm 100%.
That team shit is crazy, and Pablo would be a great addition to that team. I love that idea.
Well, the timeline, August, September, like that. Right, that would be perfect for me to come back. So once that team shit pops off, you already know who's. I'm down. I'm down for the team, bro. So
yeah. So
that would be fine.
On that note, I do want to play a couple of Pablo tracks and get out of here. Or at least one Pablo track and get up out of here. But give me 1 second. Which one do y'all want to hear? He's got 66 subscribers. Someone else needs to subscribe because I'm gonna put his tag. I'm gonna when this live ends, I'm gonna put his tag in the title of the video, so you can just click it and go subscribe, because 66 is not a good number. So
I don't like that. I had 65 and I was like, oh word, and then I'm like, that's the only time I'm gonna be like disappointed in getting another subscriber.
When I had 666, I said, can somebody please unsubscribe or subscribe to me? Like, I don't care either way. And then so someone unsubscribed, and then somebody
else jumped in and made it back to 666.
Yeah, made it back. So,
oh fuck.
Pablo's
I had a new verse I wrote.
Absolutely.
I was gonna like rap today, but then all the other shit happened. I'm like, fuck it. I'll just write more to it, and
Major just put the link in the chat. And of course, Pablo's team Restore Order. Who else would it be?
Right.
There ain't no other team. Team Restore Order is like the fucking Boston Celtics.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what other teams like. I mean, they got like a.
Someone go get their girl's phone and sub to Pablo. Damn it! Facts. Let's go. Let's go. And the beauty of it is if you are not subscribed yourself, you don't even have to leave this live to go subscribe. And that rhyme. But grab your girl's phone.
I'll take your girl's phone.
She won't. Yeah, or Pablo's gonna take your girl.
Next time I'm over when you're at work and I'm with your girl, I'm gonna take your phone and subscribe.
But your girl. Yeah, just tell your girl, look, you gotta subscribe to this guy. But nah, facts.
I mean, I'm telling you, you're gonna want to be subscribed. Like,
but
as well as the music, like we're gonna be dropping some dope visuals, some other content too.
Yeah, we're gonna be dropping some wild shit. So Loso BX, NY, Seizure, John, and Pablo. That's fucking who's gonna beat that? Who's gonna beat that?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Another teams, like they might have like one, even two, like, oh, okay, those are their standout ones. But the whole team, like,
nah, son, that's
wild.
That's gonna be forced.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to hear that.
So I can't wait to do a collab with Hustle Crow. So I'm gonna play this real quick, and then I'm gonna play Beat It like I usually do when we get out of here. So
if you care to ask, pardon me, I thought we were here to rap. Y'all can't even merely clash without reading off your lyric pad. At this point, every joint needs to be a mirror match. Throwing terms like classic around, y'all need a clearer grasp, calling bars haymakers when they barely jabs. The real crisis in virtual is the way y'all weirdos act. All these excuses, and we ain't trying to hear all that. It's gotten really bad. This shit clearly cap. I said, where's the lie? I reveal the facts. Man, they feel my tracks, so you better fear the wrath. Spread the word, Paul revered in mass. If you care to ask, I'd say y'all deserve zero cash. It appears the vast majority all share in that. They sincerely lack the care and passion for their own craft. That's how it got to where it's at. It's veered off track. We need to reel it back in, bitch. The real is back. Time to show and prove how to really rap. Hero/villain, I guess I gotta wear both hats. The sheer audacity to spit recycled lines when you aware that's whack. And some of y'all fans still cheer for that? I ain't seen setups that bad since the Parent Trap. It's severely saturated. We need to sear the fat. Man, I can't bear this crap. My peers should be embarrassed. Even some of the top tiers are trash. Instead of trying to conceal the cracks, we need to renovate and then seal the gaps and bring back the fire that's been congealed to ash. Too much fuck shit, and now we gotta deal with that. We need a commander to commandeer the mast and steer us on a clearer path, cause the penmanship has nearly crashed. This levels to these paragraphs. You are here. I'm a legend. I got this area mapped, and I'm growing weary fast. It appears I have to yearly snap, and body drops turn tears to tats. I will turn your career to black, and y'all left there just scratching your heads, but this ain't the end. It's just the surface that I barely cracked. I will send y'all scaredy cats to wherever Jack and De Niro at. I could really teach a lyrics class, cause when it comes to flows, I got a myriad. It's just one of my styles that y'all clearly jack, cause I wrote the book like Kerouac. Bars.
Fucking crazy.
Bro, I wrote that in like maybe 11 minutes the other day. It was like, I think it was the day we were doing the show last week. I was like, actually started with that line.
You did another one.
If you care to ask,
it was the first line I thought of was, y'all send y'all scaredy cats to wherever Jack and De Niro. I was like, yo, it's actually fire. And then I just like kept thinking other lines, and all of a sudden, before I knew it, it was like, bro, this is like 26 bars or something. And I was like, maybe I should record this real quick. And then I just thought it was fire. I sent it to social, and he's like, yeah, we're playing that. I was like, all right. Maybe I should upload it. I don't know.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. Dude, I'd be writing like verses like that. I write like just sporadically, like here and there. I'll just be like, well, there's a verse. And, like 3 days later, oh, there's another one. Like I got fucking hundreds of those, like shit like that. That's like usually just like sitting in Notepad somewhere, like a notes app on my phone that I never really do anything with. But yeah, the people fuck with it. Like, bro, I gotta start dropping more shit. It was a perfect, yeah, exactly, bro.
Oh, we're gonna have tons of shit coming soon. But all right, let's run this, and then we gotta get up out of here. This is Pablo Picasso. Beat it.
Right.
You better run. You better do what you can. Don't wanna see no blood. Don't be a macho man. You wanna be tough. Better do what you can. So beat it. But you wanna be bad, just
undefeated. So they say I'm conceited. Oh, you got a gun when you gonna need it. Boy, put an egg in your shoe and beat it. If she can promise to keep a secret, all of those messages get deleted. Well, then I just might beat it. I can give a fuck if you're wrong or right. Really don't care if you arm with a knife. Boy, I'm larger than life. Always on for a fight. So which one's stronger, you bark or you bite? I'm the guard on the mic and I'm always tonight. So honest advice, run and hide somewhere where the sun don't shine. Don't be on the other side. Tough, I know. I can tell that you wanna be brave. Stay the fuck up, out of my lane. Man is snappy on all you candy asses. Hot fry, I handicap and macho man Randy Savage. Whatever your record is, I beat it. Whatever case they pin on me, say la vie. Boy, I beat it. I ain't fucking around, man. So you better leave while you still can. One more thing, just so we're in the clear. Boy, if I were you, I'd disappear before you get me mad. And I whip that whole ass, cold fat to the chrome bastard. Boy, I'ma do that. Don't make me laugh like Seth Rogen. I'ma crack your head over if your stupid ass don't get going. You let me guess, you just joking. I had your bitch face down and she breast smoking. Gonna best for your check cause it's heck smoking. Knock off the racket like Mac and roll with the French open. Y'all ain't fucking with me, man. Beat it.
no one wants to beat it. Showing how fucking strong the shove like that. It doesn't matter who's wrong or right, just beat it.
What are you all still doing here? Take the hint. Beat it.
Word.
The show's over.
What are you all still doing here? We said beat it. We said beat it. Show's over. Hazy, salute, brother. Salute. Thank you for being here. Jack, Major, Adept, everybody, man. Seizure. Hustle was real shut, man. I was gonna get there, brother. I was gonna get there. So shout out to Real Deal, man, for real, because I'm a huge supporter of his, and I appreciate Adept and anybody else who shares that petition and signs it, because it's bullshit that the statute of limitations is longer for theft than it is for medical malpractice. It's 5 years for theft. It's 2 years for medical malpractice.
Right.
It's bullshit, and it's got to change. So please, Adept said he got a hold of the petition, so I'm sure he's going to share it. So make sure you keep an eye on it over there. I'm going to post it on my community tab. Either tonight or first thing in the morning, but it's going to be up there. So thank you all very much. This was a great episode. Pablo, you got anything to say before we get out of here? Hashtag fuck cancer. That's a fact, Hazy. Fuck cancer.
Right. No, that's it, bro. Just appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
Come back
man.
next time.
And next week, man. Pablo Picante. And on that note, we out this bitch. Peace.